They thought they was getting out of it. The red light is on, and that's right. The Good Brothers were not expecting that. But if you are tuning in and you are watching us, that means you know that it is Wednesday, and the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast is officially in service. Now we have a lot to get into tonight. We have Money in the Bank coming up this weekend. We have AEW. We have this WrestleMania 40 behind the scenes documentary, Bo Dallas and the Wyatt Sicks, not to mention NXT Heatwave and much more. All that and once again more right after this. Let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem. Yes!
Welcome to the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, follow us on all social media platforms, including Instagram, Thread, X, and Facebook at Wrestling Wrealm. Don't forget your W's. Like and subscribe and engage in the conversation with us. You can watch all of our Wrestling Wrealm content anytime on youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm. You can download all of our audio content anytime on Spotify. Watch us and subscribe to our Twitch channel at The Wrestling Wrealm. This is the part where I introduce everybody. I'm your host, the big man with the master plan, the realness himself, real Dwayne Allen in the building, and he is your host, the super producer, Brother Hugh himself, H to the A to the S, T to the H to the E, 3 to the R, to the D. Brother Hugh has a third in the building. He is your host, not just any guy, but the guy, the belt king himself, the curator, the creator of championship culture, Brandon, the guy in the building, and he is your host, the heart and soul, backbone, the spine of the Wrestling Wrealm. Mr. Steal Your Show, Hollywood.
Wow.
In the building. Every once in a while, I'm just going to slide that in there. You'll be okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. All your Wrestling Wrealm apparel and merchandise, head over to WrestlingWrealm.com. That's right, we have a website, and on that website, we sell our merchandise. Now, be patient. There is more product to come, and we will be doing some live unboxing soon. But until then, if you want to see what we have now, head over there to WrestlingWrealm.com, where we have t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. So if you want to support the brand, if you want to show how much you are a proud wrestling fan, trust me, the WrestlingWrealm.com is the place you need to go. So once again, for t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more, pretty much all of our merchandise, WrestlingWrealm.com. And if you can't get enough of the Wrestling Wrealm, guess what? We have a Patreon channel, patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm. Don't forget the underscore. For all of our exclusive shows and bonus material, we are gearing up for a huge Patreon year. More exclusive shows, more conversations. Me and Brian H might have just been having a conversation about something that may go in there sooner rather than later. But if you want to check it out right now, you can subscribe for, say the line, Brian H.
Just pay the one.
Just pay the one. You can subscribe for just as low as $1, and you can see the many tiers that we have. But trust me, we have a lot coming soon. We may have a blooper reel on there. We may have a story on there that we have that we can't say on the air. Something that might have happened at a previous WrestleMania. But if you're curious and you want to know more, head over to patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm. Once again, for all exclusive shows and bonus material.
I'm gonna steal a line from Championship Culture.
By all means.
Every WrestleMania has a story.
It's starting to look that way. Early in the day, Brian said, I hope you don't have one of those stories. And I'm like, I kind of feel like I need to. Anyways, we'll get to that. But before we get to WrestleMania and every WrestleMania having a story, guess what? Money in the Bank is this weekend. And before you know it, SummerSlam will be around the corner. But don't you worry. Don't you fret. The Wrestling Wrealm is here to help, because we have partnered with SeatGeek, and they have given us our own promo code, so you can save yourself $20 off any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Now, it's the summer months, and people are outside. There's many festivals, concerts, all types of shows to go to. And trust me, if you buy more than one ticket, it's a good chance it's going to cost you over $50 in the first place. So do yourself a favor. We're here to help. Use promo code Wrestling Wrealm. Wrestling Wrealm, all one word, 2 W's. Once again, to get $20 off your any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That is at SeatGeek.com. And if you want to advertise with the Wrestling Wrealm, you can do so by contacting us at WrestlingWrealm@gmail.com. Please put in the subject line, advertise. We will send you over rates. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if we'll be a good fit. So if you have a show you want to promote, something you want to sponsor here on the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast, this is where you have the opportunity to do so. So once again, if you'd like to advertise with the Wrestling Wrealm, email us at WrestlingWrealm@gmail.com. You don't like to add my own sound effects at the end of these things.
Y'all got a .com?
Exactly. You know what time it is every time after we finish advertising. You gotta be in the right mind to understand at this point what we're going to talk about. Championship culture, the latest and the greatest show to enter the pro wrestling space here on the Wrestling Wrealm, where Brandon the Guy, super producer, brother Hugh has a third. They gear up everything you need to know about championship belt culture and more on this show every Tuesday at 8 p.m. at youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm playlist championship culture. Now, something was very odd. Something was very off about this particular week. And I wonder if any of the championship culture brothers want to explain to us why. Gentlemen, what was different about this week when it came to championship culture?
We didn't have an episode. We'll be back next week. And if you want to know why, it's because America. That's why.
Heard that, ladies and gentlemen? Championship culture will be returning next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. on youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm playlist championship culture. Now, if you felt like you didn't get to fix the championship culture this week, it's okay.
It's all right.
youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm playlist. Watch all of season 1, bonus episode, and you can catch up on everything that you missed here on season 2. So
23 episodes.
So if you missed out on conversations, you missed out on debates, you missed out on all the hoopla, trust me, because you missed this week's show, you have an opportunity to do so. But now, with that being said, usually this is the part where I sit there and I discuss what I thought about the episode of championship culture that week. And it's a moment where I sit there and I go, I've got notes. And if you think that the realness didn't have notes just because there wasn't a show, I'm sorry, but I've got some bad news, in the words of Bad News Bear, because guess what? I've got notes.
Oh, that's a little note.
Now, it wasn't a show this week, but I've got notes. And my note is join championship culture next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. on youtube.com/Wrestling. Right, next is not going to be that bad this week. You ready?
We got to come up with what you call it. Can you please make something to say, I've got notes, featuring the realness? Or brought to you by the realness.
That's a new t-shirt.
He needs something to say, I got notes.
I probably do need that. I probably need like a championship culture t-shirt. And they're going to know it's my version because on the back it's going to say, I've got notes.
Right.
That's the biggest tagline.
With that being said, gentlemen,
hold up. We were in action this weekend, though.
You said who?
We were live this weekend.
That's right.
I forgot.
Y'all ain't go live. Y'all was out.
Culture was on the road.
Y'all was holding that to y'allselves.
Yeah, I got the photo. I was like, wait a minute, you guys on the road? Tell us about what did championship culture hit the road this weekend do?
Oh man, we hit New Jersey. We hit ECPW.
Crazy.
Check out some indie wrestling. Check out our good friend Zombie King of Four Sides of the Ring, and we met up with the other fellas of Four Sides of the Ring. Shout out to them. And what's his name? Frankie Flo? Papa Flo? Yeah,
Zombie King
Flo. Yeah,
Zombie King's father.
We met up. We went out there. We had a good time. You know, I wish we could have hit the TNA show. We found out about that. Kind of like
as
last
we had
minute.
The other show was like, oh,
yeah,
that is the
right.
street.
Oh,
right,
wow.
But it's crazy. We got to meet both of the Flows, who we smoked in the first round of the 3-count trivia. But we're gonna let that be. But great group of guys. It was very funny. I wish he would have got it on tape because as soon as they announced Zombie King was coming out, I started yelling like the biggest mark ever. And he looked over and he locked eyes with. He was like, "Hey, those are our guys." and then he got to see his favorite, the founder of Four Sides of the Ring. But it was all about my favorite, Randy Savage. That's all I'm gonna say.
Boy, Zombie King jumped the barricade for us. I was like, oh my God, okay.
Oh yeah, I did get a selfie with him. I should have been prepared for that. Yeah, I got a selfie with him. It was actually pretty cool. He literally jumped the barricade.
It was a good time. We went out there and just showed some support, show some love to them. They always show us love, so we wanted to show some back. We appreciate those brothers.
I saw the guy cheesing. He don't never cheese in pictures.
I know, right? God damn.
I really don't.
Hold on.
It was.
Wow.
He really loved all four of those sides. So all four sides of his teeth.
Yeah, all 32 out, just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
You did look extra happy. Now is this your first show back in the streets, Brother Brandon? Look, there it is. Look at that.
I'll put it in. I'll put it on the socials. Yeah.
Is this your first show back in the streets?
No, actually, we got to see our new favorite wrestler, E4 and EWA, Michael Anthony. So we're probably gonna, and we went to AWA, AWA, and now here. So yeah, we're
ECPW, yeah.
ECPW, yes.
All right. See, that's what I like to hear, man. Back in the streets. Back in the
Michael
streets.
Anthony's your favorite wrestler?
He's our new favorite.
See, now I got to research.
He's putting in all of the work at EWA. Literally, he's putting in a lot of work at EWA.
Okay. Now, who is he? Is he the champion or what's the deal?
Absolutely.
Right.
Heavyweight
He's
champ.
the top dog.
The reigning and defending heavyweight champion.
All right. Okay. You said his name is Michael Anthony?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. We got somebody to look up. Well, with that being said, I think we got everything. Am I missing anything, Brother Hugh?
No,
Does he miss anything? You sure?
You're good. You're good.
All right.
You know what? Okay.
Except for, a fabulous photo that I took. A fabulous photo that I took of the Zombie King. You can check that out. That's all on the socials right now.
That was an epic photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was out of retirement working the event. You're like, oh no, I was just kicking it. I'm like,
I'm just playing around, a little bit, just dabbling in it.
And you can't have a conversation around here because myself and the founder got into a heated debate, and of course, next thing I look, all I see is.
That's as you should, Brother Hugh. Document everything.
So I know he got this footage. It's gonna come back and bite me. Yeah, it's okay because it's crazy because I was spitting some facts out on him and some not facts. I was spitting some points, and it seemed like everybody was agreeing with me.
So what was the conversation about?
The status of AEW. That's all I'm gonna say about that because I tried to explain this to him.
Where's the championship culture on the road episode? That was supposed to be like that was supposed to play yesterday. Like, listen, we're not doing a show on Tuesday. We're gonna do this part and put it up. Because now I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what else happened?
It went from, I think the founder said, I'm gonna keep calling him the founder, Marcus. He said, but because this is a good match doesn't mean it's good wrestling. So that was one of his statements. I was like,
that's a very good point.
Because it's a good match, does this make it good? What do you say? Good wrestling company? Or
he's in the comments.
So is AEW bad for wrestling? Was the question, but it evolved. So yeah, you might see some exclusive content come out, so we can put that out there because it was it's an interesting debate.
Well, you could always drop that one. Hit us up on Patreon. Put exclusive content as, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always down for a good debate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like really good Patreon content. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm intrigued. But yeah, is there anything else that you guys are kind of keeping quiet? What we got going on? What's next week's show going to be about?
Oh, do you want to tell them?
About how every belt has a story.
Ooh,
isn't that what every week the show's about?
No, because just tell them the title of it and see if Dwayne can guess.
Nah. Just check the socials a little bit later. We're gonna drop it and stay tuned. Just stay tuned. We got you.
Because he's gonna have notes. He already gonna start his notes.
Gentlemen, stay tuned. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. YouTube.com/The Wrestling Wrealm playlist championship culture. Brian H., it's that time, sir. Ring the bell.
Your story. Matt ready.
Uh-oh. The show has officially started. We've gone through everything. We've advertised everything. There's a lot to talk about tonight. The main event of our show, obviously, is Money in the Bank this Saturday. Premium live event in
Toronto.
In Toronto. Okay.
Is it Toronto? Okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna say Canada.
I knew it was in Canada. I was like, wait, where would it be at? Toronto, Canada. Another PLE outside of the United States. We've been to a Money in the Bank, so there's a lot to get into. Only 5 matches on the card this year. I don't remember if there's any more than that usually, but we're going to give our predictions. We're going to give our opinions. We're going to have a lot to say about Money in the Bank. But before then, every week we do a segment on the show called What Did You Watch? Where the brothers, we sit back and reflect on what it is that we watched this week to get our minds in the proper state that it needs to be in order for the show to take place. Not to mention we're wrestling fans, so we watch a lot of goddamn wrestling. And now instead of talking about it through the group text or over the phone, we choose to do it on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for this week's segment of What Did You Watch? Sponsored by No One Just Yet. And if you want to be the sponsor, email us at wrestling@gmail.com. Here we go. All right, brothers. Now we about to unwind and unpack this bag of wrestling that we have. Gentlemen, usually this is a segment, but today it is a loaded question. What did you watch? Who wants to go first about what it is that they
Well, y'all will be
Does he fading out?
Yeah, you're
Yup.
going in and out your audio. I don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
There you go.
I'm
You
good.
back? Yeah, you back.
All right. So who wants to talk about what they watched this week?
Man, y'all be proud of me.
Uh-oh.
I watched a full pay-per-view, an AEW pay-per-view.
No, you didn't. Cut it out.
Yes, I
No, you
did.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
Come on. Come on.
I still don't
72
believe
matches,
it.
13
He
hours.
told me. I still don't believe it.
The full 72
I'm the one that
matches,
normally
bro.
watch it from start to finish. I was like,
You watched
Hey.
the 7-hour pay-per-view?
Yeah, I sure did. I was impressed. I liked it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
So I'm assuming you're talking about Forbidden Door.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
talk about it, brother. Let's come on. I get into it.
I
This
still
is
don't
what
believe
the
he did
meat
it.
potatoes is about.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there is a lot of good wrestling over there. Yeah, I really didn't have any beef with the whole pay-per-view, to be honest. I mean, besides, the typical, the backstories and whatnot. Of course, being a WWE guy, you're just so used to the storytelling and the backstories.
The follow-ups.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but once you get used to that and you get into the matches and actually enjoy the wrestling portion of it,
There you go.
I'm good. At first I thought that Swerve and Ospreay finish was kind of overbooked, though. But
You did say that in the group text.
yeah, it just seemed like it was just too much going on, like too many false finishes. And I was just like, man, all right, it's you could have got it over with about 5-10 minutes ago. But it turned out great. I enjoyed myself.
Okay.
Now I got to make it to one live.
Have you been to an AEW show yet?
Nope, not
So
yet.
you didn't go. Who went to the first DC show, Brian? Did you go, Brother Brandon?
I didn't go to the DC show. I went to the one that they had at the is it
UMBC?
University Park? Yeah, UMBC. I went to one of those.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I realized the audio is just bad all across there.
Okay.
It don't feel like, even when they had the ROH shows, you know how you used to the music being a certain way?
Sure.
It felt like the speaker is across the street and you're like, oh, somebody having a party over there. It just didn't feel like an arena, but that's the only time I've been. But I will say, their live events are entertaining. I think that they still have the magic of ROH when it comes to live events, but it doesn't. Never mind. Back to you.
No,
You know
okay.
what? You know
Go
what?
ahead.
I did have beef with one thing.
Go ahead.
You know how I like Naito, right? And I'm glad you brought the title back, right?
Congratulations, Tetsuya Naito.
Yes, sir. That match was kind of dry to me.
What was you expecting, Brother Hugh? Moxley was in the match.
Exactly. That's true.
He said it.
Now I'm about to go.
I was just hoping that Naito, they would kind of mesh kind of well, and then they come up with something better than what they put on. But
said the same thing.
that bad boy was dry as hell.
She will tell you she's not the biggest AEW person, but she said she was there and she said she enjoyed the show, but she said Moxley just looked unmotivated.
He does not fit. I'm
assuming this is Marcus. He said the same thing.
See?
I've been saying it forever. Moxley is not good.
I don't mean to go in. I had one comment to what you said, Brother Hugh, and now you got me fired up. You happy? Now I'm fired up.
Yes.
So what I was going to say was, as you were talking about AEW, and you were saying like, you know what? I actually enjoyed the show. Like I enjoyed Forbidden Door, and he was like, "It's a lot of talent over there." I was thinking the same thing today when I was watching AEW Dynamite, and you know, we once again we were in the group text. This is a daily thing, and I was about to say, you know what? It's a lot of talent over there. It's a lot of talent over there, and I was like, it's just the shows that don't make sense a lot of times, right? But the wrestling is fine. So like, there's times I will tune into AEW just to watch the matches or watch my favorites. Like I tuned in tonight to watch Jeff Jarrett because I wanted to see Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is one of my like late favorites. Like I said, I was not a fan of Jarrett until his TNA days. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I hated him. I never liked Jeff Jarrett. You know what I mean? So
hold up, you didn't like Don't Piss Me Off, Jarrett?
Hated him. Hated his guts.
Come on, man. He had like the best music ever though.
I love the music and I love Deborah. That was the only thing I looked forward to.
And the guitar.
And then when he left in the guitar shots, I'm not gonna lie. And then when he left and showed up in WCW and was world champion, I said, come on, I know this is a second-rate company because this guy was fighting China for the IC title. He goes to WCW and all of a sudden now he's
top dog.
But you actually right. There's a lot of talent over there. There's a lot of talent. It really is. It really is. Like there's no disrespect. And those big shows, they do those things well.
Yeah, they do.
AEW puts on their pay-per-views is like to me the highlight of what they do as far as their company. And those shows definitely come off on there's the music.
The realness is the only person who loves.
Are you kidding me? You guys don't like that music?
Man, I love that music.
Bro, like I get mad when like if you watch old stuff with Jeff Jarrett, sometimes they don't play that music. I'm like, bro,
I was gonna say, I don't think cut that out of the WWF one.
I swear to God, they'll play his old music, his Ain't I Great music.
Nah, I'm good. I don't like that.
It's all about this.
Nah,
like even that song, I don't want to hear Real Dark. I want to hear.
Nah, at this point, you got to hear this with Bruce Pritchard.
Oh yeah, he does a spot on impression of that song.
It's better than the song.
It really is though. Back in his heyday, but AEW, when it comes to Forbidden Door and that match, I never thought that Jon Moxley ever fit anything related to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I said I've never been a fan of Jon Moxley, never been a fan of Dean because of his style. It's nothing. He's a superstar. He's the first Battle Hall of Famer. I'll take nothing away from him. I'm just not a fan of him. Like I don't like his style of wrestling. I'm like, dude, I don't. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like that brawling, psycho, fight you style. Like this is not Fight Club. Like I like professional wrestling, and I never thought he fit. So you're actually right. That match did fall flat. Is because we're used to looking at GCW. You say what?
You rather see him in GCW?
He probably fit better. Yeah,
he fits that style. Like he's.
I don't even think he fits that either. I don't think he fits that.
Why not?
I mean, he fits that audience. You know, somebody's gonna come out there and fight and bleed and do something crazy and drink beer. He's like,
oh, I was surprised he didn't bleed.
Oh, he wasn't motivated.
He didn't. Yeah, you're right.
He probably was tired. Yeah, because you know if he bled or he had to break something, you know he'd been on fire. But yeah, brother, I didn't mean it. I was cool till you set me off, and I was like, see, because I'm telling you, I literally was saying this. I said, man, they got a lot of talent over the AEW. It really is though. Like I take nothing away from just like it just I can't even get into it how much they have over there. But it's just like the overall shows just don't always come together. They have good moments, they have good matches, but that's how I used to feel about TNA back in the day. So
I did like the what you call club with homeboy with Brian and
Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, Blackpool Combat. Like I like Moxley there,
but right, fits. What though? Gimmick stuff. Like, but then the bell has to ring. What were you saying, Brother Brandon?
And then they keep giving him a title. It's
like, he's a star. Like, he's a name. Like I'm not taking like he's a name.
He had an aura when he got there.
Yeah, it was something. Okay, here he is. And that was the basis of my argument on Saturday. And I'll say it, and I've said it before. AEW pound for pound has the best wrestlers on the planet. But something just keeps getting lost because when you compare them to any other wrestling company, we can sit here and debate and say, Roman, this person, great, fine. Pound for pound, pure wrestlers, not entertainers, wrestlers. AEW has a stacked roster, but I can't get past the fact of, like you just said, you tune in just to see Jeff Jarrett. If I tune in, I'm not going to see my favorites. I'm going to be like, Oh, I guess they're not here today. Oh, I guess they're not wrestling this week. Oh, here we go. Here comes a Moxley promo. Oh, great. Here comes another promo. All right, here comes, and it's like they have the best wrestlers. And focus on the wrestling, it would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have great pay-per-views and then, like Brian H. Waters has said it, on that Wednesday, the follow-up, it's like it falls flat. Or like, oh, well, we don't get to see the champion. We don't get to see this. That's when they lose me. Because you captivate me with the wrestling because you have the talent there. And like Realness, you even said it, the Young Bucks still can do no wrong. No, I guarantee every match they have is going to be, wow, I'm going to remember that. Yep, that was a good match.
Even there's when they're not, the Young Bucks have not wrestled in like 2 months, but they get it. Like they'll be like their backstage segments, their characters, they know when to switch it up. I'm like, they get it. I've said it since day one. Every time they do anything on TV, I said they can do no wrong. If there's anything that always goes right in AEW, in my mind, it's the Young Bucks.
Really?
Yeah. I've always said that. I read, like, we'll watch it. We'll be killing the show. I'll be like, nope. But the Young Bucks segment, that was funny. That was entertaining. They can do no wrong in my eyes.
Well, just like that Anarchy and Arena match, I described it to Hugh. I was like, Hugh, it was the best thing I think AEW has done all year because it was pure entertainment, but it was pure chaos and it was pure everything that you would expect those guys to put on. It was like, oh, okay. It kept you locked in from start to finish.
AEW has done some entertaining things, and I still think majority of the stuff that I liked the most was the stuff they did when they first started out, when it was COVID.
New.
Like,
look, when it was new and exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but look, I digress. Like I said, I was trying to give AEW a compliment today, but Brother Hugh brought up that Moxley and Tetsuya Naito. Shout out to Tetsuya Naito taking the belt, the IWGP championship, no matter how non-traditionally good not looking it is. Back to Japan where it belongs. But look at him. Lost Ignobles de Japón. What else? Was there anything else that you watched this week, Brother Hugh, that you want to get off your chest, man? Because this, like I said, the segment is loaded this week, as there's a lot to get into.
What else did I watch? I watched a little bit of Booker T. I was telling you earlier how
we have to talk about this because I'm sorry, I like to throw layups first. I'm throwing the ball. I want you to catch the ball and dunk it, brother.
No, I was talking about how oh no, go ahead.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was shocked. Like I said, we have an ongoing group conversation on a regular basis. That's how we're legit wrestling fans. And Brother Hugh, he has these moments, and he goes, you know what? Like Booker T is starting to be like one of my favorites of all time. And I was like, wait a minute. And I was curious. I was like, well, he wasn't in the first place. And he was like, no, it's not that he wasn't. It's just that I'm looking at him in a different light now based off what I'm watching now. And I'm about to go down this rabbit hole. And I was like, well, God dang, I'm curious because he's always been one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. And as brothers, like I said, the Booker T is the most decorated African-American professional wrestler to ever lace him up. There's nobody. I don't think there's any record that of any other African-American.
Lashley.
No, that's one more championships than Booker T. No,
sir. No,
well,
sir.
Not more.
I'm talking about like championships, like every like just accolades.
Division, every division, every company.
Just his impact and then his range of characters and like overall it's Booker T.
I'm like, he's it. Like that's why. And you know me. I'm hard on black wrestlers because I'm always looking for the next black superstar. And to me, he's always the standard. He's always like, okay, from here to Booker T, what we looking like? It's because Booker T could sit in the room with the Triple H and the Rocks and the Austin and Kurt Angle's. Like, not many of our superstars could have hung with them during that era. And I felt like he got to that point. And Undertaker and Cena and JBL and all those guys and Eddie and Ray.
And he survived through all the goofiness too. Think about it. He survived through all of that.
No matter what he did, he found a way to do it, and he did it at a high level. Like you said, no matter whether it was funny, whether it was serious, whether it was over the top or whatever. So, Brother Hugh, tell the people about this whole situation with you and Booker T this week that caused you to go down this proverbial rabbit hole.
No, it just happened. I had it on demand and whatnot, and I just happened to look at the WWE or the AEW biographies, and the director's cut was on. So I was like, all right, let me check it out. I saw the original show when it popped up, the first time. But looked at the director's cut, and basically he was just going on about his life, and you just hear what he's been through within his life, and it's like, look, it makes you respect him that much more. Just from losing his parents, being homeless basically, losing his family, and just going to WCW, going to jail, going to WCW, and then just dealing with all that foolishness, and always staying level-headed, and never playing politics. You know what I'm saying? To the point where
There you go.
he's at an elite level.
Self-made.
And then we forget that sometimes a lot of people forget that he took a pay cut to come to WWE. He could have sat at home. He was getting paid big time.
Buyout. Yep.
He could have sat at home, but he was like, "No, I'm gonna wrestle because this is my life. This is what this is everything to me." So it was just like it was very inspirational.
Because he was like, WCW at the end. He wanted to still.
He was
the flag bearer. He's like, "This is the company. I'm gonna show people." Because a lot of them were sitting at home. He was like, "No, I'm gonna keep going."
And then you hear about all the stories he had to, all the stuff he had to go through just coming into WWE and whatnot. And then he just earned the respect of everybody there. And now he's one of the top guys out there. So, like...
Stone Cold's back.
Right. It was an accident, though. It was an accident.
It was an accident, though. You're right. It was an accident.
But yeah, man, like I said, he's one of my top guys now. Like, he was always... All right, let me break it down for you.
There we go.
I was a WWE guy.
Gimmick and friends.
Coming up. Okay. So, only time I tuned in to WCW at the time was when Booker T was on the screen, or the cruiserweights were on the screen.
You didn't proverbially channel flip?
I did, but most of the time, if Raw wasn't on commercial, I'm on Raw. No matter what.
So that was you started off with Raw, and if WWE had something, you go check it out, but you was going back to Raw. See, I was the other way around. Like I said, if I see Booker T on the screen, all right, I'm locked in. No matter what's going on Raw. If I see the cruiserweights going, like Chris Jericho's, Eddie Guerrero's, and those guys, I'm locked in. And then I'll tune back into Raw. But most of the time, Nitro had that first hour, so most of that stuff usually happened in the first hour. The cruiserweights at least. So I was good, and then you can tune it back into Raw. But I always seem to catch Booker T. And with me being a WWE guy, he was my top WCW guy. Right.
It was him and Sting for me.
Okay.
So me being a WWE guy, I usually put the WWE guys at a higher level because that's what I watch. That's what I live. So he might have been in my top 10. But now I'm looking at it now and I'm like, bro, he's like my top 3 of all time, bro.
Honestly. Hold on.
Honestly.
Well, God dang.
With everything, just the talent, the range.
Who else there?
I know y'all think you think I'm about to say a Kane and Dolph Ziggler.
Kane.
I mean, a little bit.
I give you credit that you're smarter than that.
I don't. That's why he said top 3. He was strategic with his words. We know Kane and what you call it? Dolph Ziggler is number 1. Kane has fallen to number 2.
No, I'm a fan of Shawn Michaels at the time. Back in the day, I was a big fan of Shawn Michaels. Wasn't too much of a fan of Bret Hart, but I was a huge fan of Owen Hart.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Which kind of doesn't make sense, but
yes,
Owen Hart was my guy.
Makes sense.
Nah, because it's like they're pretty much the same type of wrestler, kind of. Okay. But yeah, I was a huge Owen Hart guy, and I was mad. I was always upset that he never got the push that he deserved.
Owen Hart was way more aggressive than Bret Hart, don't you think?
He was.
Your opinion? Okay, because he was kind of feisty.
He was.
Okay.
And he had that cruiserweight background to him too.
He definitely was doing moonsault stuff.
Yeah, I loved it. But I wish he would have got the push before, he left us. But hey.
There's no doubt in my mind he would have been a top guy if he stuck around long enough. Sometimes you just have to stick around long enough, just wait your turn.
Right.
Like JBL. JBL was in WWE for 30 years before he became a main event.
Yep.
So, but I can only imagine Owen Hart versus Kurt Angle, but that was something we used to do. We used to do a lot of what if shows, but yeah. But no, it's good to hear. I'm glad to hear your perspective on stuff because it's like I like to hear when brother you has to say certain stuff because when you get to cooking, you get to cooking. But what about the rest? Was that everything? Was anything else?
That's it. I'll let y'all run. I ain't listening to you. Go ahead, Brandon.
Those are good points, though. I really enjoyed your commentary.
I did too. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Throw up the pinky one time. Throw up the pinky one time. Y'all ain't gonna throw it up with me for King Booker?
Man, for Booker T, man.
Come on, man. Throw up the pinky.
Booker T.
Oh hell, King Booker. Oh hell. They made that work.
They did.
So right before you started the show, I was going to say something, but because I didn't think we was going to do this, and Brian H. Waters, I tried, I couldn't do it.
Oh, geez. Did you watch
WrestleMania
AEW too?
No, WrestleMania 9 sucks.
Oh my god! No, I don't know why.
We're not having this conversation.
I don't know why you.
Tried.
Oh Lord, boy!
I tell you,
I don't know why you tried.
That is
I would have
terrible.
bet my
Shawn
bottom
Michaels,
dollar that you would be the
Tonga
last
and Shawn
person I
Michaels.
convinced.
Oh my god! I was
What's
like, I
wrong
gotta
with
watch this. Tonka and Shawn Michaels was so. There was so many. What was Shawn trying to do when he got on the top rope in the corner with their leg thing trying to roll over? I was like, who's botching? What was he even trying to do? Like it was.
First of all,
how many wrestles?
It was in a parking lot, for goodness sakes. Like it was a circus.
I forgot about. Well, Braun Breaker clearly just took his father and his uncle's ring gear because the Steiner brothers had on Braun Breaker's ring gear now.
Greatest tag team.
No,
But
no.
Come on, bro! Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why is he saying this?
So, and what? Can somebody explain to me? Because I stopped paying attention. Why was that you, Doink the Clown? And why
It was an illusion.
Yeah.
It was an illusion. The Trick Crush.
One
And
was
then-
yeah.
The funniest thing, the commentator said, "You know he's 43." Talking about Bob Backlund. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I forgot Bob Backlund wrestled Razor Ramon." I was like, "Oh."
That was the last attempt to make Bob Backlund a good guy, and then he
Yeah.
was heel.
The world forgot that Bob Backlund wrestled Razor Ramon.
Yes, and Money Inc. Man, Brian, I tried. I had to stop.
I don't know why. I wouldn't have advised you to.
I
know your style of wrestling.
But I tried to go back to that time frame. First off, Shawn Michaels' hair is fucking atrocious. Oh, excuse my language. It was just,
Oh Lord!
it was like, what's wrong with like?
80s mullet.
it
He
just
must
like
have really
stuck.
pissed you off.
I swear it didn't move the
He
whole
was the
match. I
front
was like,
party in the back.
yes, it was just stuck. And then Razor Ramon entrance was longer than the actual match, and I was like, why is this not like in my mind? I know that these people are legends, but it didn't translate in that media. I was like, even when Rikishi, well, his shrinker, when he was, I was like, this is not how I remember it. The Steiner Brothers, I was like, go back to, I couldn't. I was like, this is, what, is this just a bad mania? I was like,
no.
Because I remember these people and these combinations being great.
Now go back and watch WrestleMania 11.
All right, I'll watch
WrestleMania was bad too, though.
I'll go watch
11?
WrestleMania was bad too.
11,
Right, I was
13,
trying so hard.
2, 27.
I'm not going to ever go back and watch 2, but I will go back and watch 11 again. But I'm telling you, it was just
WrestleMania 11. I won't even watch that.
And they kept saying, "Look how bad Hulk's face looked." I was like, because he was wrestling like this with the whole thing taking over his eye.
Yeah, he had a whole shiny.
He was, skiing and.
But they kept making. I was like, oh, and then the backstage interviews.
That's what it was.
He had a skiing accident.
Don't disrespect Mean Gene.
No, I'm saying no. The backstage interviews. I was like, oh yeah, yes. I like these. You know what I mean? Like I forgot how good those were with him. You know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah.
You were trying really hard to find something. One, you brother Brandon.
I was
trying. I can tell you. Like, listen, I like these. That's the one thing. The backstage segment out of a whole WrestleMania.
That Brett and Yoko put on a classic. We
realized that about the show.
The next year they put even a better match on.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
homos.
I think they redeemed themselves with WrestleMania 10.
I'm gonna go back and watch 11 though.
What
no,
don't watch ladder match.
Don't watch
it. Too long.
You said don't watch it.
No, you wasting your time.
No, watch 11.
I'm going to go back and watch it. I guarantee you by next. What was the main event of that year?
What?
Bam and Lawrence Taylor.
Bam LT.
Yeah.
5-star classic.
Don't go back.
It was the best thing on that. It was the best thing on that card because Shawn Michaels out wrestled his buddy. I'm pretty sure
that
they
was
had
Shawn Michaels
together.
and Diesel, right?
Yeah, that Shawn Michaels won the Rumble. Shawn Michaels, Diesel probably got it back and said, "Sean, what the heck was that?" Like, I don't know what you're talking about, big man.
He said,
"What you mean?"
She said, "Hey, Sean's gonna try to outwork me, and he's gonna get me gas."
And he did.
Oh, but I'm still going back. I guarantee you by next Wednesday I'll be in Washington. Oh, Brian,
No.
I don't know why you.
Look at Matt. He said, "Don't hate the mullet." That mullet
It was just
I
stuck.
hated that.
It was
I hated
just
that, Shawn
stuck.
Michaels.
The whole time he was wrestling, I was like, "Is it just not gonna move?" I
No,
felt like it was a
that's
video
what
game. You know how the hair just be like this.
Yeah.
When you turn. That's how. I was
Business
like,
in the
why is it
front.
like this?
Party in the back.
I don't even know. That was like a Congo line in the back. That wasn't even a party.
That's exactly
It was just stuck.
the conga line in the back.
Mhm.
Oh, that's great.
Hold up, I know this
So-
is random. You just said conga line, and I thought about Adam Rose, right?
Yeah,
Did you see the picture of him
I did
now?
see him. He looks juiced.
I was like, what?
He
That's
ate
Adam
Adam
Rose?
Rose. Yeah, he ate him. He ate Adam Rose.
That's crazy.
Really.
But my bad. It just crossed my mind.
You
But
mean him and Jose? They had to share. I mean, no way Jose had the same gimmick. They say, give it to
same
him
as
now.
that gimmick.
It's
Right.
like we
Give
need,
it to
we
him
need a
now.
new conga line guy.
Yeah.
Put developmental
Get the
people
crowd
on
hype.
there.
Get the crowd hype.
What else did you watch, Brother Brandon? Was that all this week? Is that because that first of all, trying to watch WrestleMania IX is a handful as it is. Sorry,
That's
Brandon.
I stopped. I
Okay.
stopped. I couldn't.
That's
I
crazy.
stopped.
That was some haters.
Yeah.
I'm just
and,
saying, brother. Oof.
Yeah,
Um,
and then I didn't. No, that was it. I'm not even going to talk about because I had
Yeah,
watched some clips on YouTube, but it was of
Yeah, 'cause it's going to get clipped off on YouTube. Well, it's crazy because I'm watching this OT and A pay-per-view and Rick Steiner. First of all, they got all these like ex random WCW guys that they can get picked up by WWE in this battle royal. And I just seen Rick Steiner come out there randomly. And I just saw this comment by some gentleman named Mr. Wrinkles with a creepy looking profile picture. And said it would be nice if they treat Braun Breaker like Ultimate Warrior and they go into WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion versus whoever's world champ. I just wanted to drop that tidbit on there. I just wanted to put that in your brains before. But Brian H, what did you watch this week, sir?
Well,
hold on before you go, Brian. Look, did you see this comment? That was another part of the conversation.
Yeah, that definitely was.
Well, prototype, man. There was a lot of good ones before 14. But that's that's your opinion.
What? Can't watch any WrestleMania before 14. Oh, that's WrestleMania 12. Shawn versus Brett. Diesel versus Taker. You kidding me?
Hey, I got to take that. Yeah.
I think it might
WrestleMania
have
5, 6, 3. What? 8, 10.
9.
The main event of 13.
He tried to slide 9.
He
Don't
did.
you ever say that.
No,
Don't you ever say 9
not
again.
9.
Not 9.
Not 9.
But
Go ahead,
yeah,
Brad.
what I watched this week?
What did you watch this week, sir?
So, A&E Steiner Brothers. We had Braun Breaker on the Masked Man
Did
show.
I miss that? Or was that coming up this weekend? Was that last?
I watched it already. It's this week. It was
Bro,
last week.
I keep missing like the dates when it comes out. Like I'm bad.
When does it come out? Because I feel like I always
So
Sundays.
Sundays.
Sundays. Okay.
I need to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, very, very good. Learned Scott Steiner said he never failed a drug test. He was never on steroids. He just changed his diet and changed his eating habits and changed his workout regime. So that was like motivation.
Okay.
But yeah, I watched it because we had a Braun Breaker on the Masked Man show this week, and he talked about this is funny. Like he talked about like how his the ring, how he do the thing around the ring, and he was trying to figure out how to incorporate the Steiner line, but he didn't want to be just like his his dad and his uncle. So that's when he was running. If y'all don't know, he used to play for the Ravens. And so he was talking about how his pro numbers he wasn't so happy with, and that's how that came about. Just kind of implementing some of the football stuff. But then before, which we'll get into soon, is the WrestleMania Behind the Curtain. I had to go back and watch not only night 1, night 2, but I wanted to watch the intros the night 1, but the promo packages of night 2. And the entrances and the finish.
He had to get his woe on.
No, so funny story. I'm standing there night 2. Now, unlike many of the Cody Crybabies, I know most of the words to the song. So I'm sitting there and I'm resisting. Like, no, you're not going to get me.
Right.
resisting singing the song.
You're not.
That goddamn song.
When he did the whole come up and he had Brandy and he had the mask and she took off the mask, I'm like fighting it. By the time I hit
That's the hateration kicking in.
that second part, I said, I looked at Ben. I said, "Oh, screw it." What?
he had to catch the second whoa. He's like, I
Look,
missed the first
right.
one. I'm catching the second one.
So at that weekend at Chicky and Pete's in Philly, they had special like drinks, right?
That's a great name, by the way.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Everybody loves their crab fries.
Chicky and
I'll
Pete.
just say this: I'm from
We from
Baltimore.
Let's talk to him.
Yeah, you said Merlin Moore. You're absolutely right.
Right.
So all I'll
Man,
say
he
is-
almost died eating those damn things. And what was it, ROH?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like
we
people in
almost
Maine
died.
when they say, "Oh, I had lobster." They're like, "I'm from Maine." I'm like, okay,
Right.
never mind, you got it.
like I'm from Baltimore. That's what I kept telling everybody. This is we do crab fries. I'm like, just like we do cheesesteaks better in Baltimore than Philadelphia.
I don't know about that one, buddy.
Hey, go to Towson.
Hey,
It's a place
you
called The
said-
Real Thing.
The real thing is on point, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
All right, can I ask you a question real quick before you. What type of bread do they use?
It's
Do
not
they use
garlic
regular
bread.
rolls?
No,
See,
the cheesesteak rolls.
no,
the hoagie
see,
rolls.
No,
The
see, that's
sub
the
rolls,
thing though. In Philly, I went to Max's and they use like these brioche rolls that are like
Oh my gosh.
it's like a bakery. It's like it. I don't know how to describe it because it's like almost like imagine like you know how like Golden Corral's old rolls used to be like when they came out fresh, soft.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like imagine like a hoagie size like bakery brioche roll. Like it's not a you know how brioche buns are soft. Like it was. I was like, bro, why is this the bread almost just as good as the sandwich? I feel like I'm robbing the place. Get 2 for the price of 1.
But
That's just my
realness,
tidbit.
I'm talking about the meat.
You like to eat?
Okay.
You started.
All right. No. What's this place called again? What's this place called again?
The real thing.
The Real Thing in Towson?
Why would you get you
Okay.
started?
You got it.
No, but
brother, you done. You broke it.
even Jersey, you know about Jersey.
Oh my gosh. The
That's
garlic
what-
bread?
The garlic bread cheese steak. I had one last year when I went the last time I seen Bougie wrestle. I said yes. I was like, I'm going. I said, oh wait, it's at that church
Mhm.
at BCW. Oh yeah.
Wait, what? They selling garlic bread cheese roll at the church?
Yes.
No,
yes.
so the
No,
the
it's-
church is where
it's-
it used to be
yeah.
a church. That's where the wrestling event is.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah,
It's
Okay,
a
I
spot
thought
like
it
down the
was
street
going
from
on.
it. Yeah.
around the corner, you just walking distance.
Okay,
Mhm.
even better.
But yeah, so I watched I was said all to say for Philly, I had to sing the song. So it just got me ready for the documentary
Mm-hmm.
that was well put together that I'm still not convinced. I'm still going to say I believe from day one the plan was to go Cody. And
I
I
thought
don't
he was gonna say you believe in Joe Hendry, but good.
and that The Rock and Rock did good business. So
Let's just jump right into it.
let's talk about it.
It's because now, brother Hugh, brother Brandon, you haven't watched this, right? This is you've seen clips of it because they've been showing it.
Oh, I watched
Right.
it. I watched it.
So brother
Yeah.
Brandon watched it. Okay, so brother Hugh, you haven't watched it,
Yep, I'm the only one.
but you've seen clips of it, brother. I'm prepped because they've been showing this stuff before. So when you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, I've seen these clips before. Like you just see the whole thing together.
Mhm.
Brian H brings up a very valid point. I didn't want to say it in the middle of why everybody's watching because Brian H was on a TWG fan club earlier and they were live streaming. And I'll disrupt your guys' show. I'm not gonna disrupt anybody else's show. Championship Coffee, you guys don't stand a chance. Everybody else, I'm gonna be
You
courteous.
should disrupt it. Hop in the comments.
Because I was going to, because I was about to say, I said, what are the chances these guys are working us right now, making it seem like, because I'm saying, in my mind, I'm like, bro, this is way too scripted. It's because it's like they talk about how it went down, and Cody knowing what was going on, but they got like cameras of him inside the truck, inside the bus. And you see his reaction with the whiskey bottle, and I'm like, well, why are they filming him right now in this moment? What's
You
the
caught
point?
that the whiskey bottle with no chaser.
Yeah, like he had like 3 or 4 Solo Red cups stacked up, and his whiskey bottle. And mind you, I realized I saw that whiskey bottle again on the front of his bus.
Yep,
I was like,
that's-
okay, so this is one of his sponsors.
Hey,
This is one
that
of
makes
his-
sense. Yep.
We
You feel me?
Yep.
Product
And I'm like-
placement. Michael Bay School of Production.
And I'm saying it, and then they start talking about Young Rock, and I didn't realize that Notch couldn't. I'm sorry, I'm butchering her name, but Nick Khan's sister is the executive producer of Young Rock. I didn't know this,
Oh, for real?
bro.
Yeah.
She was like when Rock was talking about it.
Conversation here.
We did at one point.
Ago. Yeah, we talked about the fact that because they all grew up together
in Hawaii. Not really. I didn't know she was the showrunner for Young Rock. I did not know that.
Okay.
So he was like, no, we hinted at it, and they talk about what we talked about before. They said, no, we drop hints in the show on purpose. Putting the Universal Championship in his trophy case, and and they showed the scenes, and I was like, if I know Triple H, first of all, I understand the concept of saying, okay, cool. Triple H is smart. One, we live in 2024. He knows people are nosy, so you always give them hot behind the scenes stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They say, how do you keep kayfabe in today's era? You make up what you feel like the people need to know, right? So if you say, okay, cool, we want it to look like this, we're going to say this is what happened behind the scenes, but really this was always the plan. It just came together better than everybody else. And you have a bunch of actors that are like selling this as if like, oh no, this is the direction we were going in. And don't get me wrong, I feel like part of that story is true, but not the way they're trying to tell it. Like they just organically did that. I'm like, man, come on, Triple H, you knew what was going to happen. You saw what happened. You was right in the middle of it with Daniel Bryan. That really happened. Like that wasn't I've been around for a while. I'm like, you knew what was going to happen. You knew people would be pissed off. You knew that people were not going to accept Cody not getting his opportunity. Like, and you guys were testing the waters to see what was going to stick. Because like what they said, you watch it, they say on one night, The Rock came back, got an electric reaction. We're like, okay, cool, this is what people want. Let's go with it. But then like a day later, when the TV show went off and the live audience was gone, the whole rest of the world went nuts. Mm-hmm. It was like, we want Cody. I'm like, bro, and we kept saying before, I said, yeah, he knew that was going to happen. Like, you're too smart, Triple H. You're not going to convince us like, oh, it just happened organically. I'm like, dude, you're working this right now. This documentary was done a long time ago. You're not going to sit there and be like, hey, listen, a lot goes into WrestleMania, but this is kind of, we're going to let everybody know how we really did this. No, you're not. Cut it out. But what did you brothers think, though, Brother Brad? I can see you itching.
Well, I just laughed at the part when The Rock, did you see when they showed that random close-up of his hands? But he was like, yeah, after that, I said, we can go with this and we can go this way. And I can do this because the people outside of wrestling want to see this. But then the people inside of wrestling, they really want this. And he was like, so it's my choice. And I decided to go with the people. I don't want to make anybody mad. I was like, did you just record that yesterday? Because you fit that narrative too well to try to say, because at first you were just on the board of directors. Now you are what did he say? He's the head of the board of directors. What is it called?
Was it the senior, whatever that top, I forgot, whatever he did.
Person.
Yeah.
They kept saying that in the documentary. I was like, when it came out, they said he's just on the board of directors. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, so y'all are manufacturing this for a story so the casual fan can get involved because it's the reason they broadcast it on YouTube and nowhere else. So everybody can see it. Everybody can see the numbers. Yep. And in the first hour, and I was texting you, they did like 99,000 views in the first hour.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? And
it's crazy.
And to me, you did it at 7:00. Right an hour before AEW. I wondered did they affect AEW's numbers because people were tuning in today. About that. He was very strategic, but I'm just saying like the whole thing, the telling the story, and I like when they tried to connect some of the dots, like the night after the Rumble when Cody was like, y'all don't know how much I needed you last night because he said he found out he wasn't getting the main event. And I'm like, really? Okay. So y'all just taking these moments, these scripted lines. This is probably the best soap opera. And if this doesn't get an Academy Award for best production of a live, anything, whatever you want to call it, it's got to get some kind of award, something, because they are entertaining us from start to finish. What better way to pull back the curtain?
Yep.
We about to have Money in the Bank in France. You got all this merchandise, and you about to be on the road to SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. What is the story you going to tell now? Has the Rock movie has it wrapped up shooting? The Romans movie wrap up shooting? Where's Cena? You got all these characters that you still aren't doing anything with, but your product is so hot, you want to keep giving us these little trinkets. How do we not know what's next? Because where's Cody's story since it's finished? What's next? Because they purposely said they reminded you of him in The Rock. So I think
final boss.
It was a refresher of mind.
You gotta say it right. That's the final boss.
But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it because I like this style of storytelling. I love this style of storytelling. And I can imagine this being on Netflix, you know, seeing the premiere, remind me when this happened. You click on it and it's an hour worth where you can say, you know, the road to Mania. And then you can say post Mania, whatever it may be, and just do a docuseries. And you can have one for Seth, one for Cody, one for Rhea. You can have all their different stories because we've seen the smaller clips where they do stuff like, moments before the story. Like I remember Rhea Ripley's story of her first Mania when she missed a stomp. And they showed the whole backstage production of her doing it, how cool it was, the band. So it's been those small little things. But now imagine it an hour-long special that didn't feel like an hour.
And remember, this was supposed to be 10 minutes.
It was?
Gawert said they just kept adding. If y'all remember, this was supposed to, they first announced this like a week or two after WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's late.
And then it just kept getting pushed back, but because I guess they just had
they
realized material. And I'm like, man, I need this for almost every match, not an hour long, but you know, I want to see behind the story with Bailey. I want to see behind the story with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. You know, they not playing with us. Like they know there's always somebody back there with a phone in their hand taking pictures. We know it's we know, you know, it's predetermined. So they allow us to suspend our disbelief during the show. But only thing I will say this: get some black content creators in there. You know, we have reactions too.
What do you mean by this? What are you referring to? You say get some black.
You start off. You got Rosenberg. You got LaGreca and them. Like, okay, that's cool. Throw some color in there in the beginning. Don't wait till you get to the middle and then you start just showing the Twitch streamers. Like, there's enough of us out here too.
They're respectable, so they can start with us because we're black and we're
right. I was about to say,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
we know you're watching, so we're available, and we negotiate contracts.
You know, we about to have a realness have a show where he just gonna react to stuff he don't like. He gonna be over the top. Y'all see a little bit, and then a little bit that y'all
just a taste.
I try to be professional.
We gonna we look if Dave look
cracking. Wayne only gives him the tip.
I know, right? He can wear his pink robe and all of a sudden get put over because he's a passionate Cody fan. I like LaGreca. Nice guy.
Pink robe?
Remember when Rock?
Oh yeah.
Words. He said he saw the video.
Words.
He sent it to the Rock. Said, "Look, this is how people feel." And then that's when the Rock put the thing out and then put him in the video. Said, "You got this goofy dude." You know, like so. Look, you know, we about to crank this up.
That'd be a great way to do realness reacts. Like, listen, you guys pick all the crap and just let me react to it. I won't even know what it is, and I'm just gonna give you all this raw, straight emotion to just let it all rip.
I'm gonna send you MCW stuff.
Oh, see, I'm not trying to bury anybody. See, you got
it's on and popping. That motivate people to get. No, we're gonna send you the AEW. We're gonna send you AEW Rampage stuff.
Oh my goodness! Just say
don't do that to him.
Like,
okay.
But
really,
just like with Dr. J. Merritt having so Tom Rinaldi being on there calling it.
Yep. Doing narration.
Yeah, you know, that familiar voice when you used to watching 30 for 30 stuff. You know.
Yep. It's smooth and what you guys had to say is they're controlling their own narrative, right? They're like, we know people are gonna say whatever. We know people are gonna mention. Look at reacting to Damian chicken. Oh my goodness!
Shout out to Matt. Wait, is that your profile pic?
Oh, hold up! I missed it. What was it?
You want Matt Reichel?
That's my brother, man. That's my brother. All the way back from the 2012 ROH days, man. What a time that was. You talk about time we gonna relive.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. That was so exciting. It was such a day. That were old Ring of Honor days, man. But
standing up for 4 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely used to get out there early, especially the
E-Rock and Charlie Speed in the mix.
Yeah.
Young Mike in the mix.
I remember I pulled up and E-Rock handed me my ticket. He was like, "You guys got tickets?" Nope. Here you go. I said, "Oh." These guys are gangsters because they just looked at me like, "You ain't got no ticket." Don't worry about it. We got you. Just hand it to me. I was like,
you're in the family now.
Listen to me. That's the first time I met E-Rock. He handed me my ticket. Like I knew Charlie Speed. That's the first time I was today. He's like, you guys get the tickets? Here.
Charlie Speed. He was like, bro, that guy with the ponytail that looked like Drew McIntyre, he don't look like Drew no more because Charlie got jacked and cut his hair, but before he used to look just like Drew McIntyre.
Definitely
He did.
Babyface Drew, not this Drew.
The old school Drew.
Like the chosen one.
There you go. The chosen one, Drew.
Broken Dreams, Drew.
There you go. That long, drawn out, terrible song that Brian H. loved. I used to burn them up on Drew McIntyre.
What you mean? That song was awesome. What are you talking about?
Yo,
I don't like the long drawn. See, this is why you gotta have these organic conversations. Let me put this away. I don't like the long drawn out theme songs. Like
that's right, man.
What you mean?
Come out. If I'm a wrestler, I need to come out hype, ready to go, jack.
Thank you. I feel the same way.
You have to slow walk yourself to this. Drew's like 6'5". He got long legs.
He look like this the whole time. Like, fix your face,
bro. It's not like a Creed song.
So
he's got to come out. He's got to walk out. He's got to slow down. He's got to like. How are you supposed to intimidate somebody with skinny neck and face, 6'5" children?
He was skinny as hell, bro.
Now see, this looks like
this ain't long drawn out.
Yeah,
they just shorten it for TV.
No, this is an intro though, because like once it gets started, they hit you in the face. It's like don't. Like okay, here we go. We mean that's war music.
But that was only good when the bagpipes they were actually there playing. That's the only time I liked it in NXT when they did the actual bagpipes playing at the beginning. But it was like, thank God he changed it. I was so happy when they changed it.
I will say though, when he won at WrestleMania, it felt like music that should be playing after the championship victory. Broken Dreams, as much as I love it, it ain't championship music. You know what I mean? Like Cody's music is championship winning music.
Roman, it was cool. It was cool intro. Crew intro.
Yeah. That's why they had to change Damian. They gave him the Judgment Day for when he won. He didn't use his personal music, in my opinion. I'm just making stuff up, to be honest with you. But it just that moment sounds so much better with the Judgment Day.
Side, boy.
Yeah,
woo,
like
that joint bang.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It ain't just like it on repeat because it's going to be on repeat because he walking around celebrating with the championship.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
That thing goes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. They need the CFOs back or get King Johnson to retirement.
Well, we don't like whoever's in place. That's what it just comes out.
I think CFOs like so much better. Because the CFOs were in there, and I feel bad for them is because they weren't like direct signed. They were signed to a label, and the label had a thing with WWE, and the label had an issue with WWE, and they got caught in the middle of it. And then they tried to listen, we can get our contract. Can we just sign it you guys personally? And WWE just wasn't going for it at the time. And I'm like, bro,
they didn't want to be that exclusive. They didn't want to give them that only for WWE deal.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if their buyout from their label was going to be ridiculous or just Vince didn't care. But you never know. But I was thoroughly. CFOs are some of my favorite. Like they had some bangers.
They gave us the good music of NXT Black and Gold.
Yeah,
even before then though, like that SmackDown era. Like I was like, yo, the CFOs be on it. But
like Def Rebel. I mean, their best banger is the Bloodlines music. All of them hit. But with I'll say with the CFOs,
Dennis King ain't feeling it.
he said they suck. He just don't like that they say the name at the beginning of all of them. I didn't realize it was that bad until I saw a YouTube video where they literally say everybody's name so you know who's coming. I was like, oh, that is true.
Oh, they took it off. I was looking for the Undisputed era theme music.
The one with the rap or the original? Because you can find the one with the rap.
Nah, just the one in WWE.
The original?
Yeah. Not this, because everything keep coming up as Mikey Ruckus. I don't want that.
Wow. Speaking of a ruckus, the Wyatt Sicks have returned again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to call her Nikki Cross, but this eerie looking young lady dropped off another message on another VHS. And we saw, I guess we can consider this part 2 of the struggle, the duality between Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. Come on, technical director, you gotta pump the music in.
Right, what are you doing?
I put it up.
It's not loud though.
That's
there we go. Okay, there we go. Because I'm about to say something deep, and I need people to be creeped out when I talk like this. So Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy, they're face to face. They're having this interview. There we go. Yeah, you see Brother Brandon's face? He perked up then. And Bo Dallas seems to be conflicted and frustrated, and he's asking Uncle Howdy, "Are we done with this?" And Uncle Howdy starts asking these questions, and it forces him to face himself. And we're like, brother, he was blown away by this last thing. He was like, "Bro, we're watching like art in motion." And I was like, "Brother, I agree with you."
All right, it's a little bit too loud now.
Things break, things shatter.
We probably went over.
That was in 20 seconds though. I think we should be good.
Minute 20.
So psychological between Bo Dallas and this interview with Uncle Howdy, to the point where this time in the second interview we see Bo Dallas him and Uncle Howdy be kind of almost becoming one. I don't know what's going on. I'm saying, as someone that's watching the show, trying to figure out what the heck is going on, that's what it seemed like. Man, this is clearly going to go somewhere. But gentlemen, what do you guys take of this particular video versus the last video? This is the second appearance of Wyatt Sicks, and they're after Chad Gable. You know, one of the last things Bo Dallas said. The crazy part is they've never called him Bo Dallas. They never acknowledged his name. They didn't say his name was Taylor Rotunda. They didn't say anything. He's just like, he's speaking on. It's almost like, you know, we know who you are and we know what you got going on, but there's no need to really reference who, because maybe that's not the character we're going to see going forward, but he plays a important role into this story. It's because we even have false prophets who are tearing their own families apart for their own personal gain, and they have to pay for their sins. And then like everybody's like, it's not clear, but we're just assuming that he's talking about Chad Gable, because he's been, every time Chad Gable's out there, he's coming out. Chad Gable was attacked the first go around. You know, Chad Gable and Alpha, what do they call themselves? So they Alpha Academy? Okay. It's American Alpha, Team Alpha.
No, American Alpha. Which one is it?
No, American Alpha was the first tag team.
That was the first one, yeah. So it's Alpha Academy.
Yeah. So, and they're like, well, the Otis is done. He's like, bro, I'm done. I'm going to protect Maxine. I'm going to protect Tozawa. And I like that from Otis, is because we're seeing some range. Like, he's ready to be the leader of his own thing now, which is good. You know what I mean? Especially this group of kind of side misfits, you know, and it's not a negative thing. It's just that, like, they, even in their role, they have a certain level of importance to this whole situation. And now Chad Gable's looking for a new family. They're teasing the Creed brothers. They're teasing Ivy Niles. Yeah, you know, the former Diamond Mine, right? So now it looks like they're after Chad Gable for whatever reason. You know, he doesn't value his family, so now they're making him pay. We don't know what their whole point is. We don't know what they're here for. But with that being said, what did you guys think of, I guess, video number 2 from the Wyatt Sicks and this interview between Taylor Rotunda and Uncle Howdy? That seemed to be what eventually they became one and the same.
That's up to y'all, because I ain't got no thoughts. I don't know what to think. I'm here for the.
Come on, you got Brother Brandon, Brother Hugh. You guys gotta watch these psychology movies. I know Brian Hayes is a wrestling guy. Like, somebody's gotta. because if you watch not necessarily horror movies, but like thrillers and suspense movies, then you know there's always these mental twists and turns. And it's like, the first time debuted, I got horror. I'm like, okay, and that's what it looked like, a horror scene. They came in and disrupted everything. It looked like it was death in the atmosphere. That's the vibe you want to create anytime you're watching any type of horror film, play, anything. That's the type of fear you want to struck into your viewers, like, mental, when they're saying, what am I watching right now? But now we're seeing this suspense. Like I said, I'm seeing a lot of twisted psychology. Like I said, I'm seeing what is called the duality of self, where like he's forced to face this haunting spirit that haunted his brother as well. Bray Wyatt told you Uncle Howdy was in my closet when I was a kid, and he wouldn't go away. He wouldn't leave me alone. He like, you okay? And now here he is, you know, in front of his brother, and it's kind of almost passed on. And
yeah,
he just kept saying, I set them free. You know what I mean? You all rejected us. You all threw us away. But now we became a family because of you. You know, I set them free. They're free now. And I'm like, bro, first of all, who are you talking about? What you got going on? And why the heck are we here? When you're dealing with these type of characters, they're unpredictable. And that's where you strike the most fear. You have no idea what they're capable of. You have no idea what they're going after. You have no idea what they have going on as far as their objective, what they want to do next. And it's scary as heck is because they have something. They're letting you know there's something here. But the question is what, why, and what the heck is going on? And that's what it reminds me. It reminds me of these suspense thriller movies. And I'm just like, bro, where is this going? And each week I'm on everything free. When they come out, everything freezes. You sell Jey Uso.
Absolutely.
He hit on them steps because he knew what time. He said, bro, I'm not fooling with this. He knew what time it was. This don't have nothing to do with me, and I'm not about to make it about me.
You heard what he said. I told him to have the butterflies or something, the fireflies.
You can have the fireflies.
So y'all can have them back. He said, look, man, fireflies, y'all can have those back. I don't want nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm. But so, and the thing is, you talk about horror movies, you talk about characters. I think that Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy, whatever we want to call him in this instant, is showing what dissociative disorders are. He's bringing it to light to the point that you're like, this is what captivates you. Because like him being connected to Uncle Howdy, we're all trying to figure out, well, is he Uncle Howdy? Is Uncle Howdy his Fiend? Because we knew Bray Wyatt alter ego was the Fiend. Is it? They're saying it without saying it, but then they hit us with the boom. All right, we know that he's suffering from his brother being gone. Hit us in the first week. The second week, now it's like, why do you keep doing this to me? Then he said, what do you say? I'm about to let him free or let him out or something like that. I'm the reckoning. So now you're like, okay, now we're seeing an evolved portion because it's showing you come back and watch more. Come back.
There you go.
Look what I'm doing. I'm going to keep evolving this story because everybody was expecting another member. But we went back to Bo. Did we get a resolution? Did we figure out that Bray Wyatt to the Fiend is Bo Dallas to Uncle Howdy? Or are they even going to make that determination? Because how do you explain what Nikki Cross has been doing for the last 6 months and now she's this character? You know, we saw Bray Wyatt say, let him in. He had to let himself change into him as needed, right? We saw little glimpses of him. This is just, oh, you saw Uncle Howdy, but what is he? We don't know what Rambler Rabbit is. We don't know about Mercy the Buzzer. We don't know Huskus the Pig. We know them from the Firefly, but we don't know were these just manifestations of people like what you said from NXT when Joe Gacy was doing all that. Was this part of the plan all along?
Yep.
We don't know that. Was this why Dexter Lumis didn't say anything? You know, is this why? Has this been something? Oh,
that's a good one. That is a good one.
Like, we don't know. Like, they could tie this in so many different ways.
It's crazy.
That we're all going to be sitting here. Think about this. We're going to be talking about this. I want to see Raw because I want to see what the Wyatt Sicks is going to do. Because if you don't know what happened on Monday, Friday, they're going to make sure you know. They're going to show you the recap. I'm so happy that we're in that space because whether they do something at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, you're going to be like, all right, I'm waiting to see the Wyatt Sicks. I want to see what's going on. Even if they did something like a QR code, you're going to go deeper into it because you're like, what about the other people? And I'm going to wrap it up with this. It was so cool to see Chad Gable run and to see them in the background with the spotlight. I thought that was some of the best camera work and the most unique thing they could have did. And then he made a good point. Did it translate to the live audience? I hope they didn't miss out on that part. Or maybe they got something different than we got. But I know from the TV perspective, I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, that's neat too. Oh yeah, this is good. Like, who knows if we ever need to see him in the ring? If we're going to keep going this, it might be Royal Rumble before we see him in the ring.
True. Yeah, this is just beginning, and like I said, you look around and it's like, yo, we're just getting started. But to be continued with this, man, I'm sure there's probably going to be a third tape. But we're going to jump into the main event of the show, and we're going to wrap this up real quick. But because thankfully Triple H has kind of condensed this, and it's only 5 matches. You know, he doesn't usually go for 4 or 5, which is a good thing.
This is how you put on a pay-per-view.
I think the ladder match is going to be
You don't got
45 minutes apiece.
17 matches, even though I do appreciate them. I really do.
You know what? 7 hours of wrestling.
Like I said,
if it's not old school ROH, then no.
Yeah, I said that he was you with us when we were you there at that show?
I don't know if I was there that show, but what show are you talking about?
The one
Iron Man match.
Yeah, Roderick Strong and
when they went out in the parking lot and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
I was there.
Okay, so yeah, he was there for that one too. Then he went 7 because brother, he showed up later than we did.
Yeah,
we came in with the pass. We was like, "Oh, you got in?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, I think brother, he was supposed to be on the list, but the guy didn't like handle the list, and he just looked at brother. He had the badge. I had made the badges, and he just wore it in there. He's like, "Nah, yeah, you good." I remember that. I said, "Yeah, how'd you get in?" He was like, "Yo, I told him I was on the list, and he couldn't find my name. And he was just like, "Nah, you're good."
That's exactly what happened.
So yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So yeah, because they kept asking like, "Are those guys working with us?" Because we had our Fox Sports badges. Like we walked in with like the full blown like the lanyards. Right. Like, hey, when they like guys like, are they working with us tonight? Or what do we? They're like, no, they're from the radio. I was like, okay, cool, it worked. Well, yeah, we'll put a pin in that. But like I said, Money in the Bank this Saturday.
Still got it.
There it is. That's it. So that people don't not line. There it is, right there. This is what he walked in with. Like I made those to make sure, like when we went to where we came correct. Like, yo, we're credentialed. So yeah, but yeah, Money in the Bank this Saturday. Always one of our favorite pay-per-views. We've all been to a Money in the Bank together. Where we going? What, in Philly?
In Philly.
Yep, Philly. That's where RED return. I might watch that when I get off here because I don't have nothing to do tomorrow because it's a holiday. So yeah, I'm going to. So this week we have 5 shows. We have men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Cody Rhodes, RKO, and Kevin Owens against the the Bloodline, that whole situation. And we have Sami versus Bron Breakker. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. And then
yes, sir.
The World Heavyweight Championship with Seth Rollins and Damian Priest. For the World Heavyweight Championship, like I said, where do you guys want to start with this? Because this I usually do preview shows, and we do, but now we're putting everybody in the hot seat. I want predictions for all 5 of these matches, and that's how we're gonna end the show. We're gonna go home. We're gonna relax and just run up the dark, and it's gonna go, and that's what we're gonna do. Because we all have our opinions, we all have our likes, dislikes, and I want to see what everybody's perspective is. I purposely didn't ask nobody these questions in the group. I said we're gonna save this for the rest of the world. That's how the realm got started. We had these conversations, and we just decided to let everybody else in on the conversation. So now is that time. If you're watching, I'm glad you stuck around for this point because you're gonna love this part, right? Everybody's got different perspectives, opinions. Let's jump right into it. Where do you guys want to start? I just deal with.
Should we start here?
What do you think about Coach Reigns so far? I don't think he's getting a good run. See, Dylan, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna tell you why. You know why? It's because the fact that they released that WrestleMania documentary now, the fact that Cody Rhodes is making all these media runs now, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? They're loading us up for something.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
they're making sure he's still in our face.
They're advertising Fanatics Fest. I thought it was this weekend. Brian's like, nah, it's got about a week or two. And I was like, well, why is he like making all these? I said, oh, there they go again. There they go. First of all, that's Dusty's kid. He knows how. His father had him convinced that the NWO was real. He didn't know. He walked around with a fake cast on his leg when he was wrestling, and he was home with the cast that had hinges on it.
Right.
And Cody said, I realized that it was off one day and it had hinges on it. I said, bro, so like you're not about to sit there and convince me something's going on. So I think you're gonna have to wait and see, Dylan. I don't think it's they're doing that on purpose. They're saving it for something, and they're trying to stretch it out. They're not going to like AEW and just give the fans what they want. They're like, no, screw the fans. Fans don't know. We're going to say this for something hot. They learn from the past, WCW, all that kind of stuff anyway. So something's about to happen. It has something to do with Money in the Bank. It's going to have something to do with SummerSlam. It's going to have something to do with Fanatics Fest. But yes, let's just jump right into it. Bron Breakker.
Let's go.
Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best I've ever seen Bron Breakker be.
Yes, sir.
I'm so happy with his development. I love this version of him. I feel like he's finally found his niche. And I say this because he's a good tweener. Usually tweener is a bad thing, right? Yeah. But he can be so bad to the bone that fans like him, but he could also be so bad to the bone that people can boo him because of whoever he's in the ring with, right? So in this situation, if Bron Breakker was facing anybody else, he might get cheered, right? But Sami Zayn has been able to match his energy as a babyface, which is what he's supposed to do. That's his job. And he's such a vet. He's so smart at what he does. Like Bron Breakker comes out there and he's like super badass and he snatches off his stuff. And that's when everybody's like, oh, okay, I kind of like that. Ah, yeah, I feel you. Until Sami Zayn comes out there and he's like, no, I'm the hero. And everybody and Sami gets fired up, he gets beat up, but then he fights back. And I'm like, this is perfect because it's hard these days to keep that balance. And Sami Zayn is the perfect fit for that. But gentlemen, are you looking forward to this match? And who do you think walks out of Money in the Bank live Saturday, July 6th at 4 p.m. East 7 Eastern time? Is it what? 7 o'clock Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific, as your new or retaining the WWE Intercontinental Championship? Brian H, we'll start at the top.
It's time.
Who wins?
Bron Breakker. Bron
Why?
Breakker is going to be, he's going to get so much heat because he is going into enemy territory in Canada.
Oh boy, I forgot.
He's
See,
going to Canada.
Gotta have Sami and KO on the card, don't you?
That just changed everything for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, shoot.
because a lot of people have been winning at home, with the exception of Drew. But yeah, Bron Breakker. I mean, he looks like the champion, and it's time to move Sami up. You know,
Sami up where?
Oh, well, I'm about to say where. What are you talking about?
Oh, you know,
Is he gonna eat steak again?
You know, things was happening with this bloodline.
He wants. I knew it. I knew it. I was just gonna say, he wants to pull Sami into this bloodline story.
I really don't, but I know he gonna find his way. I wish he would have stayed out of it from the jump, but I feel like he gonna find his way back. But you know, Gunther's going to probably be a world heavyweight champion soon, and I can see Sami being in that division, be one of his challengers before he gets back involved in the bloodline story.
No, stop trying to throw Sami to the wolves, Brad. He's got a championship. Let him just hold on to it for a while.
That's the put over the next young gunner.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
That makes sense.
And Braun's the guy with his Goldberg tattoo.
He definitely has a Goldberg tattoo. Brother Hugh, what's the word? Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker Intercontinental Championship. Is Bron Breakker ready? Does he walk out or does Sami retain?
Bron is going to win. Yeah, he should win. I kind of feel like something's going to like somebody's going to interfere and cause Sami to keep the title, and they go back and forth. Maybe drag it on to like SummerSlam or something.
So like who are you thinking? Ludwig?
Maybe Ludwig. He's in beef with everybody. Maybe who knows? Maybe even
definitely beef with everybody.
Maybe Ricochet. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know about all the rumors, this and that, whatever. But they've been playing with us all this time with everything else. So you never know. You know, maybe Ricochet comes back. Maybe Sheamus and whoever else was in the match, they get involved. Dragunov, they get involved because they had beef with him. I don't know, but I don't want Sami with the title anymore. Like he's just boring.
Why not? What do you have against Sami? He earned it.
That's nice. I get it.
That's nice.
Nah. Okay. I understand what they're doing, but let's get some new blood on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just tired of seeing Sami with it. Yeah, it's just uber baby faces. You know. Oh yeah, I'm the best. You know, man. I'm a fighting champion. This and that. All right, I'm done with that. He doesn't.
He needs it. Yeah.
But if he loses it though, where does he go? That's the thing. Like you just said.
Just take some time off. Go missing for a month and come back, and everybody's gonna act like it never happened because he's a baby face. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And if he loses to Bron Breakker, I think Bron is so formidable now, and because he like physically outweighs him, I don't think it's as unbelievable. Now, granted,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Bron Breakker comes up from NXT and Vince McMahon style, Austin Theory style, just give him a push and have him beat him. You'd be like, oh, that makes no sense. He's new. He just got there. Like he's not even ready. But like. If Bron Breakker beats Sami Zayn, I'm like, well, I'm sure it won't be like he just dominates him, but it'll make sense somewhere. Sami gets caught slipping. Yeah. Sami looks too old. Maybe he misses a step, because it's like, well, this dude is younger. He's faster. He's ready. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he loses. He disappears and comes back as El Generico.
Wow.
You wish.
Oh, my God. I'm not even going to. That's crazy. Brother Brandon. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Who comes out as Intercontinental champion? You were serious about that too.
Remember when they tried to act like they were two different people?
Right.
That was the best thing ever. I hate to say this. Sami's gonna retain for two different reasons.
Okay.
I did not want Sami to win at Mania. I was one of those people I did not, because I feel like
anti-Sami.
Yeah, because I feel like what you said, they needed new blood. Sami's going to keep it for whatever reason, because it's not time to get them back to their bloodline stuff. It's not time for them to drop in this country. They got to keep having this, because they only going to get two woe. They might only get one woe. So they got to keep the fans happy some kind of way. Sami keeps it.
Braun,
okay.
Braun will Braun Breaker will have a SummerSlam match.
Okay.
He's going to have a SummerSlam. Yeah, it's going to be a bigger match at SummerSlam.
What if it's the remix?
With Sheamus and somebody else. It'll be a triple threat or something, and then he'll get his moment.
You don't think it'll be a rematch?
I don't think it'll be a rematch. Because I don't know what I'm not trying to be funny. I don't know why Sami and his Intercontinental title makes sense in their creative mind, but when Triple H said it's a destination, he knows the GPS. Here's the destination. How do you get to it? For some reason, the destination is going to be moving Sami into something else, but he just has to hold this title right now. And as much as I would love to see it go to Braun, I don't think it's going, especially not in Canada. I mean,
not yet.
Yeah, they figured out a way to get Sami onto the Saudi Arabia shows because, look, they love him. Every time they go to Canada, he's going to get the biggest, you know what?
His home country is no longer beefing with Saudi Arabia, so that also helps.
Yeah, so I think that, as much as I want Braun, I'm going to have to say they see something in Sami or he's part of that destination they got to get to.
I got a bad feeling Braun Breaker's most likely going to walk out. I think he's ready. I
won't hate it if he does.
He's ready,
I didn't want Sami. I wanted Chad to win that at Mania. I wanted Chad to have that spot at Mania because that would have meant so much more if Chad would have had it. Sami was already a two-time Intercontinental champion.
But see, that's why they didn't go with Chad, because they knew that once again they knew where his story was going. You know, all those times we were mad, like why didn't he win? They're like, listen, he was about to get in something way bigger than that IC title right now.
Yep.
You know,
but I'm not saying he could have dropped it by now either. Like I keep saying it, long title runs don't have to be with everybody, and you don't have to hot shot the potato. I mean, it either. So yeah, Gunther had that 666-day run. Chad Gable could have had a 30-day run. You know what I mean? Like it could have been his moment, because how many times did the most prestigious belt, the Intercontinental title, change hands, and we remember those moments. Yeah.
Was that before or after he was defunct?
Oh, you going there? Okay. Touche.
Can we talk about how Chad? Can we talk about how Chad Gable is like the ultimate gangster, bro? The man got shot in the head and came back the next week.
I was about to say, do tell, how is he a gangster that you said that?
That's it.
Do you think? Well, no, we'll save that because that's probably correct. So, but everybody's convinced that Braun Breaker is going to walk out of there as the IC champion. Yeah. Brother Brandon still thinks that Sami's not done yet for whatever reason. They're not finished with him yet, which that doesn't not make sense. I'm like, well, you're probably right too. That also has a kind of a vibe to it. I'm like, yeah, I can see that as well. But we'll see. We're gonna move on to the next.
Quick, when did Braun win the NXT title? Was it on a pay-per-view or was it on the show?
No, it was. I believe it was. I don't remember. I think I just. Was
it a network special?
Everything
was it one of those specials?
Yeah, against Tommaso Ciampa.
Wasn't it like a network special? Because I know he got it back from Ziggler on like a random time, didn't he?
No, he got it back on Ziggler the day after Mania in Dallas. I was there.
Right, but the first time when he beat Ciampa, wasn't it at a network special, like one of their special nights?
See, it was awkward because it was that transition time, so they were like, no more takeovers, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like, it was like it was on the show, but it was one of their, like you said, one of their specials. And I was like, I don't. Because after that, all the old NXT people were gone. Like Gunther was gone, Johnny Gargano, they didn't know what he was going to do. Walter was there one time, and then he was gone. So they were transitioning to like the Mello and Braun Breaker era. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's tough to say. I don't remember. I remember when he beat him.
I'm telling you in 2 seconds. He won the title. I'm on cage match. He beat. God dang it!
Tommaso Ciampa did the honors.
I know he beat Tommaso, but I couldn't remember if it was like a Tuesday or it was like one of those summer break.
Yeah, it was a roadblock. It was a TV show.
It was a Tuesday show, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, New Year's Evil.
Okay.
That was still a special, wasn't it? Wasn't that like a Tuesday?
It was.
Yeah,
I think it was.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
you know, of 2022.
Yeah, because Samoa Joe dropped the title, you know, because he got hurt, and it was just a mess. And, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I think Braun Breaker's ready. But like I said, we're gonna go right into we're gonna go into this match right here with Cody Rhodes, RKO, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, and the Bloodline. So now, so it's is this a six? Is this? I thought it was Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Is that correct?
I thought it was. I don't know. Who knows?
No, that's supposed to be a match for SummerSlam, but this match is supposed to be the Bloodline versus them.
See, I don't.
But they never said which 3 members of the Bloodline it will be.
Exactly.
Because everybody's saying, "Oh, he can't go across because of his Man, they said the same thing about the Usos, and look what they showed up.
Man, it doesn't matter because Randy's about to RKO Cody and take that belt up off of him at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I believe it's a 6-man. It says Cody joins forces with Kevin Owens and are against the Bloodline. So I think we get a 6-man. Now Brother Hugh, you said something very specific. Of course, all the speculators out there like, look at Randy's face. Look at Randy's face. That's like Randy Orton's been a good guy for a while now, but like he's like MJF. MJF had we watched AEW Dynamite tonight and he put on this performance and I was like, look at him. He's pretty irrelevant right now. And then he made himself very relevant at the end of the show. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. And I was like, well, I'm not surprised. You're not supposed to trust MJF anyway. You can't trust him, you know, trying to act like he was helping Daniel Garcia. And then he decided, nope, not happening. Hey, it's D Willie. What's up, Drew?
D Willie.
Just in time for the Money in the Bank preview predictions. But so, there's still a story to be told there. Once again, like I said, with Randy Orton, with Cody Rhodes, but kind of like Sami Zayn, I'm not really sure that they're done with kind of Randy Orton's still like comeback return. Like he's still kind of soaking it all in still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a big baby face, but I don't think it's that far away either. And Randy Orton older now, but you still can't trust him. But is there any way that this match actually has a legitimate like winner to it? Because to me, this is going to end. I don't trust Cody Rhodes' matches because they're like everything has like dusty finish written all over it. If anybody doesn't know what a dusty finish is, go back and watch anything from WCW in 1998, and it was 96, 98, and go back and watch. And you tell me how the show goes off the air and what's going on as the show goes off the air. And then at that point, you don't understand what a dusty finish is. So, do you guys think there's even going to be an outcome in this match? Does Cody Rhodes and RKO walk away as the winners, or it just ain't going to go down the way we think it's supposed to go down?
I feel like they'll probably win, Cody and them, because you got to hit the music, and then the Bloodline's going to jump them.
In Canada, same
thing, yeah.
Sure.
Right, and you got Kevin Owens on, yeah. So yeah, they're taking the W, and Bloodline is something's going to happen though. I don't know what, but something's going to happen.
Got it.
I don't know. Do we get like a Jimmy return as they beating him up?
I don't know. So like this,
do we get Roman back? Who knows?
There's 4 of them, so there's 3 of them. Somebody's going to show up to help those guys. I don't know who that is right now, but that's the vibe I'm getting. What about your brother, Brandon?
Get Brock Lesnar.
What you gonna say?
No, I was about to say Brock Lesnar. No, I'm just rambling now.
That might not be a thing though. Like
Paul Heyman's gone now, bro. Like I'm just saying.
That might not be a thing. That might not be like that ain't that far.
Should have played ball.
What about you, brother Brandon? Who walks away out of this match? Does the Bloodline reign supreme? Is this their first major victory as this new evolved Bloodline, or does Cody Rhodes, Captain America, the King of WWE, and I just keep calling him RKO, like Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, do they walk out of this match victorious, or do they get their butts kind of handed to them by these new guys?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When they were in France, Randy and KO won the match, right?
Yeah. No, they don't. No.
Right.
Because we thought they were going to win. Yeah, we thought they
lost because Tonga Loa showed up.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's what it was. That's because he showed up and helped them win. I think that true Bloodline fashion, The interference causes them to get pinned, and this is where they get the boo moment. Kevin Owens takes the pin.
Okay. So you think he takes the pin?
Yep, Kevin takes the pin.
In Toronto, Canada.
Yep. Because Sami's going to go over as the yay, Sami.
Oh, okay. So somebody's got to lose.
Yeah, they both not going to. I hate to say it, but I feel like they need this win to establish, especially because the house show's probably been seeing Jacob Fatu. The live audience, the television audience hasn't seen him yet. He's got to have his big moment. Imagine him doing his splash on KO. And that could be their SummerSlam match right there, KO versus Jacob Fatu.
Well, Jacob might not even be in the match.
I doubt he's going to be in the match. I'm thinking he's going to be an outside guy.
Yeah, he's going to be what Solo was before.
Yeah.
He was never in the matches. He was just...
Yeah, he called him his enforcer.
Yeah.
That is true.
But do you think Solo would even be in the match and let them three just be in the match?
I think
Solo outside with his red jacket.
I think he has to be in the match because it sets up for him and Cody at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I don't trust that either. I'm not going to get into it now.
I don't trust that either. I was going to say, they didn't leak it for a reason. If you notice something in the last year, stuff get leaked for a reason.
That's true.
Roman
remember,
Reigns
those are Randy and RKO.
Brother,
and it wanted to be in a four-way. And we said, oh, look, Randy's going to fight Roman next. That's what we heard. And then it was AJ Styles, Randy, and who else?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust Triple H or WWE in no way, shape, or form. But Brandon, who you think comes out on top? Bloodline? I don't know why we asked you.
Right, like that wasn't. Yeah, we might as well just go on to the next thing.
I don't know why I even asked this guy.
Right.
I do think the Bloodline come away with the win. But I think
how the king of WWE. See that belt on his shoulder?
Yeah, but see, he can. That's the thing. He can take a loss without getting pinned. I don't think he gets pinned.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See,
Kevin Owens in there.
To you too.
Something. No, you know what? Actually, nah. I gotta go with Cody in there.
Yeah, Kevin Owens don't do a whole lot of losing in Canada. That's all I'm gonna say.
If they close the show, they win it.
Okay. You know we got his music about 47 times.
Yeah, they close the show, they win it. But if they lose, that do create the suspicion for cash in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we get one. But
the
suspicion because this is literally the only title that could be cashed. Well, obviously the Intercontinental, but you know what I mean. The only world title that's going to be. No, I'm tripping. Drew McIntyre called this shot. So yeah, I'm going with babyface. No, I'm going to Bloodline. I'm going with Cody in there.
To me, the Bloodline got all new faces. They got to pay their dues. They're like, look, man, we love y'all, but y'all ain't established. I got to take this loss.
But see, that's why I think they're going to take the loss. They're going to take the win because they need that. Because they are the new faces.
I'm going to say no contact.
The WWE audience isn't used to them. They only know Jacob apparently because think about it. Jacob is, let's call it what it is. Jacob Fatu is the biggest star out of the three that came, and they need to make them a credible threat.
See, I don't know that. See, that's like short-sighted booking because we don't. Once again, we don't know what Triple H's plan is. That will make sense if it's supposed to be what we think it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many swerves involved for me to be like, I'm not convinced. I'm to the point now. I think they do certain stuff on purpose to get us thinking stuff is supposed to go a certain type of way.
Absolutely,
I say that because of we just watched this dang WrestleMania documentary, and they said they really convinced us like, oh, this just hacked. This is just what happened. No, you're lying because I saw what happened with the Daniel Bryan stuff. Like I saw shows get hijacked. I saw them force the hand of the pin rider. That right there was orchestrated. You're not going to tell me otherwise. Like, come on now. You guys knew you were doing behind the curtain because you said, well, people are going to be nosy anyway. And people already think think about it. It wasn't finished. Wirt said it was supposed to be a 10-minute segment, but then it grew and grew and grew. They took all that footage, all them testimonies, and they turned it into something and said, oh, we got a nice little documentary thing jumping
even
on
that could have been a work.
And you notice how Seth, all of his interviews were like this. So you couldn't see what's around him. It was him talking like this. Let's get an extreme close-up so they don't know when we recorded this. Everybody else was in the moment of something.
Pretty much. and that's why I'm just like I'm not good. Like I said, once what you're saying, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just that that's only if it's what we think it's supposed to be. And I think I don't know what story they're trying to tell or what chapter this is in the book that we're reading. Right. Sometimes you read a book, you can go to the back of the book and it gives you a summary of what the book is about. So you know where it starts and where it's supposed to end. You can even hear about the book. Somebody says, "Oh, brother, you got to read the Master's Cup because it's crazy how it ends." At the end of the day, whatever you know how it's going to end. But like I said, now you're trying to figure out how do we get to this point, and how does it make sense to me? Think about it. But sometimes you can watch a movie and they start movies at the end, and you like the first 3 minutes is this random scene, and you're like, bro, what am I looking at? And you don't know that's the end of the movie, but they present it to you in a way where you're looking at it and you go, what is this?
Well,
this is
how did we
get
get here?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you spend the next hour and a half getting to that first scene that you saw, and you're like, okay, now this all makes sense. It's not what I thought it was, or this is they intentionally put this in front of me knowing I wasn't going to understand what I was looking at or why I was looking at it or what role it was going to play in whatever it is that we're trying to figure out while we're watching this movie. You know what I mean? Until you get to the entire movie, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I see where they were going. But there's no way to know that first because that's just what they try to do to throw you off. And they've proven that this is one of their methods. This is how they get down. So I don't think Kevin Owens does a lot of losing in Canada. Neither does Captain America. So we will see. I'm almost convinced that Cody will win, but I think, like brother, you said, I think there will be repercussions to that, or he could flat out could be what Brian Nate said. This could be a no contest. So we got the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest. We could sit here all day until we're blue in the face talking about the differences between these two and what's going on. But there's a bit of a stipulation: if Damian Priest loses, he's out of the Judgment Day, right? So does Damian Priest retain his World Heavyweight Championship, or does he, he had his first run, let's see what we got, and then they finally separate him in the Judgment Day? What say you, Brian H? Who wins this match? Seth Rollins or Damian Priest?
Damian Priest.
No, why? Tell the people why.
Because Drew's cashing in. He called a shot. He's gonna be right. So Damian Priest.
Hold that thought, because now I'm ready for argument. You and I have had some very debatable conversations today, because we're just not seeing eye to eye today at all. Even before the show started, we have conversations. And I was like, Brian, I don't think I agree with you. And I was like, oh, this is good. But this is hold that thought, please. Brother Brent, who walks out of this match as World Heavyweight Champion? I don't think many people really care for the obvious reason. Like, Money in the Bank is obviously like, yo, there's only one championship up for grabs tonight. You know what I mean?
I think Seth, and when Damian go cash in, CM Punk causes him to cash in.
CM Punk causes who to cash in?
Causes Drew not to be able to cash in.
Oh, see, there you go. So hold your thought too, because you on that train too. We're gonna get there in a second.
But see, this is exactly what Triple H has done. He has made us. First off, we stopped thinking the Vince McMahon way, but now we're like, all right, what do we think won't happen? And that's probably what still won't happen. But he's going to give us the third option. So that's why I say I think Seth gets it back because him and Gunther, I'm thinking about SummerSlam, is a better match.
That's what I was thinking. It's the better, like, who better to pass you the torch than somebody who kind of made that championship to the most
Damian, him and Bad Bunny have a really good match.
That was a
Damian
long time.
hasn't had, but they haven't. Right. Damian really hasn't had a bad match yet, per se. Even the one with him and Drew, it was like, oh, that was really good, but. I don't know. I got this feeling it's going to be.
Think about when he won Money in the Bank a year ago, and we kept saying, "Oof, he got caught up in the wrong time," because that's when CM Punk came back, the Bloodline was hot, Cody Rhodes was hot, The Rock was back, and we was like, "Bro, what is he?" And then Gunther won the Royal Rumble, or you know what I mean? We were like, "Bro, I mean not the Royal Rumble." He, Gunther, like we knew he was
title.
Yeah, like we knew he was up next, and we were kind of like, "Bro, Damian Priest got caught up in a bad time." We talked about it. Like, yeah, he had his moment and he was on the upper trend, but then everything else has kind of overshadowed it. So it's like
Rhea was there.
I was shocked when he actually cashed in at WrestleMania. I was like, they're not gonna pull the trigger on him this early, and they did. And he's not doing bad. It's just like it's that awkward first run. Is just like, okay, all right, you're a former world champion now. Now where do we go? But you're convinced. I'm sorry. You said who do you think comes out?
I think Seth gets it back.
Mhm.
Drew comes to cash in, and CM Punk. Once he cashes in, CM Punk causes him not to win the title.
All right, hold that thought, brother Hugh. Down to you, brother.
I'm going with Priest because if he loses, he's out of the Judgment Day, and there's no point in like continuing with this. You gotta remember that him and Finn has this thing going on right now, and you gotta remember that also Damian was like, "Look, they're nothing without me."
Mm-hmm.
So you still have to play off of that and keep the Judgment Day storyline going to get going on also. So that's why I say Damian wins.
But with a loss, it adds more fuel to the flame. Oh, look what we're doing without you. Oh, look at Damian. You don't belong in this clubhouse. Get out. Who changed the locks? I need to get in here. No, you ain't part of us. Think about all that story.
You can play it that way, but you can also play it the way I said it too.
What if it's on purpose though? How about that? How about I raise the stakes for you, brother Hugh, and for you, brother Brandon? What if it's on purpose? What if Finn Balor purposely has Damian Priest lose so he can be out the Judgment Day?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Like, that might tie into him and Liv too.
They've been butting heads a lot, and Damian Priest is like, bro, y'all got to follow my lead. He's like, bro, we've been following your lead, but now you tripping because you're not acting the same, bro. Like, you know, he's that one guy, that one kid in the gang that all of a sudden wants to go straight. Hey man, he's starting to be stringer bell to Avon Barksdale.
Is that a sports reference?
It's a reference from The Wire. Avon Barksdale was a kingpin that had gotten jammed up, but he was like, look, we slightly jammed up. Let's get back to the trade. And Stringer Bell was his number 2, and he was trying to clean the money up and say, look, man, we don't have to do this gangster stuff anymore. We can go legit. And he was trying to be respectable and trying to turn that dirty money into clean money and do things that way. But the guy ahead of him, his boss, was like, bro, I don't know nothing but the streets. I'm not with this legit stuff. Who said I'm trying to get out the game? He's like, bro, we getting old. Like, it's time to change our ways. We got to do something different. And he's like, nah, I'm still doing what I'm doing.
I would love to see Finn and Damian for the title, but I know that's not going to happen. You got too many main event players going after that title right now.
It's a lot, bro. It's definitely a lot going on. So I don't know. To me, they have been raising up this thing between Finn and Damian for a reason. And I'm like, you know what? Knowing that's a stipulation, I think Finn does something on purpose to cause, or he might do an AOP, and I don't mean authors of pain. I mean accidentally on purpose, as they call it, in wrestling. So yeah, I don't know about this.
Finn did take the belt from Damian, though. You know, don't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. I don't know. I think I'm convinced. Go ahead, Brian H.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would say I think I'm convinced that Damian Priest probably. I don't know. I'm undecided because they're going with it. It's not like they're just like he's holding. They clearly they're going with him. They're trying to get him going. I didn't think they were going to do it. I'm like, dude, there's too much other stuff that's hot right now. But there's a lot of other things that are kind of hot right now too for us. CM Punk looks like $1 million, beefed up a little bit. We got Drew McIntyre. We got a whole lot of all these other stories that's wrapped up in Money in the Bank. You still got Jey Uso. You still got Gunther. So I don't know.
So what happens to Seth? What happens to Seth if he loses?
Seth Rollins is untouchable. He's untouchable. Somebody else is going to go after Seth.
Like
somebody's going to take. Like I don't know. Like whoever's up next.
Okay.
Could think about it. And he might get involved in the whole situation with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre because he still hates CM Punk. Like, no, we got him for his business. He made it clear we got him for his business.
That's true.
You know
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. It's hard. It's hard with this Triple H era, but
God dang it, Triple H.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Or the CM Punk causing the Money in the Bank briefcase.
We'll see. We're gonna get to that. Let's get to the ladies and just finish up with that because we're just about done. But here we are. The ladies, the women, the Money in the Bank ladder match. Gentlemen, who do you see walking away as this year's 2024 Miss Money in the Bank, and why?
The winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Okay, so you're convinced it's Chelsea Green.
I was all Tiffany Stratton, then I realized one key thing.
What's that?
Toronto, Canada.
Oh shoot, she is Canadian. I think people want Chelsea Green.
Yes, they do, and she's going to get that moment. She's been every time like she gets hurt, she bounced back. She finds a way. She's been putting in the work, working with I don't want to call her Dewdrop. Piper Niven. And when she had her other partner, so she been putting in work, and now it's like, okay, it's time to reward you. She gonna hold that briefcase for a while.
But she gonna make it worth it.
She gonna cash in on Charlotte when she come back. I said that she gonna cash in on Charlotte.
How we get there?
When Charlotte comes back, the first day she's gonna get the title shot. She's gonna be celebrating. Chelsea gonna run down there, so we get the Charlotte and Chelsea match that Vince McMahon was dying for.
Well,
they might go the opposite way for that very reason.
Yeah, because I can see Charlotte on SmackDown. Liv and Rhea got business that they got to do, and I think towards that. But I think she gonna hold this title for a while, and she gonna prove that she's the biggest star in her house.
I was about to say Matt Cardona is going to not be okay. That's my guy, but I'm like, bro, can you imagine him watching his wife get fired, and she had enough to be like, yo, can I have my job back? On a humble, like, yo, I want to come back to work. And look at her now; she's thriving. She's amazing. She looks amazing. I love Chelsea. I didn't pay her any mind until she went back to TNA, and I saw her in a segment. And I was like, oh, she's hilarious. She's got it. Like, she has a personality.
Yep.
She can start shining things.
Yeah, like Vince McMahon had her looking all like dolled up and pretty, not saying just flat and one dimensional. But brother Brandon,
tough enough, baby.
Yeah, she definitely was on top of her and Daria.
Yeah, that was a good class.
You said who?
That was a good class.
Yeah, it like in hindsight,
that's probably the best one. Her, Mandy Rose, Daria, he who shall not be named. It was a solid class. Yeah. Wait, I think he might have been a different class. No, they was the same class.
No, he wasn't. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brother Brandon, who walks out of Money in the Bank as the new briefcase owner and holder for the year with a guaranteed title shot at the Women's World Champion or the Women's WWE Championship?
My mind wanted Tiffany. My heart wants Chelsea.
Wow. But the conflict.
Yeah, but I don't want Lyra Valkyria.
You don't want her. Okay, so you made it clear. Like, you got somebody that you want, but then you got people that you don't want.
Yeah. Because
I
don't mean to harm. We just saw her in Queen of the Ring. Okay, great. That was your moment. Go sit down. Io, we've seen that, done that. Naomi, does she need this check in the box? Or is this going to be her? Hey, this is how we redeem
they're
Naomi. That's being back.
That's the vet.
Yeah, that's the vet. But then Zoe Starks, Triple H can put her back in the main event scene at any time. He's shown that, no matter what. Yeah. So I think Chelsea, this is going to be how do I get more eyes on this product and how can I sell this briefcase? Yeah, right. Tiffany blinging it out in pink, great. But you can make money off of Tiffany. Give her a daggone watch to put on her wrist, and then tease giving it to somebody, and then selling the ring announcer. Hold that for me, Samantha, until I can finish my match. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not nice.
No, I'm just saying for merchandise purposes. So I think that Chelsea with it,
make some money
Chelsea with it. She can float between all three shows, teasing the champion. She's going to make great for TV. Look what she did when she didn't have a tag team partner. She was like, I am the tag team champion.
Out of it.
Yeah, her social media was blowing up with, it's her time. It's got to be her time.
I love Chelsea Green. I do. And no disrespect, but I'm like, Brother Hugh. But he's laughing. What are you smirking about, brother?
I just thought of something. It's probably not even, like, you probably can't even do it, but what if Chelsea wins and she cashes in on Jordan Grace?
Wouldn't that be crazy if she showed up to TNA with the championship?
You talking about a forbidden door?
Good job, brother. You? That's a good one.
Because she was only a tag team champion there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if wouldn't that be crazy if she pulled up? What's up, TNA? I'm back. Hey, what I got with me.
I'm sticking with that. At first, I thought Tiffany, marketing purposes, but Brandon said something about the watch before. So I was just like, all right, cool. She can go with the watch, but Chelsea just makes sense. She's hot right now. Everybody loves her. and she would make that briefcase. To be honest, just like she did with that when she lost what is her name, Sonya Deville with the tag team titles. She made those. Yep. It has to be Chelsea Green,
and she had another successful tag run. Like first of all, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville were hot. Like they were a couple, and then they came in, and I was like, oh yeah, by the time they got it, we were like, oh, this is a big deal. And then unfortunately, Sonya Deville got hurt. Then we were like, dang, she had all that momentum, but then she kept it with Piper Niven. Like they played off each other. I think she brought a lot of personality out of Piper Niven. And I was like, bro, this works, bro. It works.
And that's why I kind of wish wasn't out right now, because Chelsea and the Staten Island, what's her name? Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank?
Carmella.
Yeah, Carmella, and can you imagine Carmella?
Oh, you go.
Yeah, no doubt. Lots of personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me, or is that's Brandon this time out?
That's Brandon.
Okay, because usually it's me. So
no,
but
how about the O's?
Did we win?
What happened?
Craig Kimbrell came in, shut the door without giving us a headache in process.
Hey, let's go.
Yep.
Here we go. The Pierre Le Resistance. Let me scream that loud into what you call it.
Thanks to Wayne, my Wi-Fi went out.
Yeah, bro, I was nervous. I thought it was me again. I was like, usually it's me, brother. So I didn't listen. But listen, we're at the end of the show.
Sorry, something went wrong. I was like, oh, okay.
We're at the end of the show, so it's okay. We're wrapping up with this. This is the $1 million story. Now, I want to say I feel like everybody's got a different choice because I got mine, and I've been thinking about this all day, and I've purpose been saving it. I've been saving it on purpose. Excuse me. So, who do you all think walks away this year as 2024 Mr. Money in the Bank? And why? Who wants to go first? So usually I just been just rotating. Who wants to go first and then explain to the world, because the world watches it. They explain to the world exactly why this person is going to win, needs to win, whatever. I know I got my mind.
Oh boy! All right, I'll go.
Brother Hugh, go ahead.
So
I like how swift you're being today. You just jumping right in. I like this. This is good.
All right, so as far as Melo comes, I think it's just too early for him.
Okay,
he's still finding his footing right now.
This is his welcome to the WWE match.
Yeah, he's gonna show out for sure though.
LA Knight, bumps. He's young,
right? LA Knight, we know him and Logan Paul got something going on. I don't see him getting it. The McIntyre, now I'm hooked on what Brandon said. With CM Punk coming back, costing him the Money in the Bank. You got Gable, who's tied up with the Wyatt Sicks thing. Andrade, I have no idea what he's doing right now. I'm gonna be real with you.
He's getting his mojo back.
Okay.
The dashboard champ.
Oh, that's
they're trying to get him. They're trying to get him. Triple H loves Andrade, so they're trying to get him going again. So he's got to be in important situations. That's what it looks like.
I mean,
change his gear. Go back to his old gear.
I was thinking Jay, because I keep thinking from a business perspective, and when I think about Money in the Bank, all I think about is the Heat case. You know what I'm saying?
He don't need it though. He got sunglasses that he gives. When you got sunglasses to give the kids, you don't need anything.
You're right. See, I'm conflicted though. So it's like, but because I'm thinking about the whole Bloodline storyline too, and if Jay is going to get, and when Jay is going to get involved back with that. So would he really need the briefcase? Forget it. I'm just going with Jay for right now. That's what I'm going with Jay. I'm going with Jay. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all go because that breakdown, like that's how I see it right now. Like
they did it on purpose.
Yeah. There's so many options, but yeah.
It is. So okay, so you go with main event Jey Uso once again. That's kind of an undeniable pick. Like you can't go wrong with that.
Plus he's on Flyer. He's on Flyer.
And then you got a whole year to figure out what you want to do with him, so he doesn't have to be involved right away.
Yeah.
And like I said, the World Heavyweight Championship is the developmental world title, and I mean, like not like it's developmental, but it's like this is your first. You know, it makes sense for somebody to have a world title run. Like that's the first one you get because Cody's just right now the flag bearer. But Brian H, who walks out of here, Mr. Money in the Bank, 2024?
I wanted to go with Jey Uso, but I did my research, and my research tells me that anybody who is on the poster of Money in the Bank does
So
not
you just
win.
digging. That's some investigative work.
Yeah, right.
You know, shoot, well, Roman was on the poster and got cashed in. Well, he lost the title and then got cashed in on.
Yes. You heard me? I said yes.
Yeah, you know, he had the belt and he had the briefcase. But I'm going my pick, Drew McIntyre. I know CM Punk said he was going to rob him. He doesn't want him to touch it. He doesn't want to get close. But I just think Drew McIntyre, yes, he called his shot, but I think he's going to win. But I think CM Punk stops him from winning the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
And and I'll say this. My dark horse is LA Knight because of how much everybody wanted him to have it last year. But when you look at this class and you look at the talent, this is the time. This is one of those years where you can have an unsuccessful cash in and you won't feel robbed.
Yeah, of course. Brother Brandon.
This is a good match. It's tough.
It's down to you, buddy.
Yeah, Triple H has done such a good job of making everything, even the qualifying matches, more unpredictable.
Yeah, there you go.
LA Knight, let's be honest, does he need the Money in the Bank to get to the U.S. title? Because that's what he's focused on. Or
You
is this
don't
going
know
to be
that though.
know what I'm saying? So this is where Logan Paul causes him not to be able to get the briefcase. CM Punk caused him not to get the briefcase. The Wyatt Sicks caused Chad Gable. Do we see Jimmy come back to help Jay get the briefcase? Everybody saying, oh, get him back to the Bloodline. How to get him back? The only way he's going to get back is when Jimmy comes back.
That makes sense.
Andrade is a wild card. If we get him the belt, he's got to, I mean, we get him the briefcase, he's got to go over to Monday Night Raw. He's got to go get that belt. He's not touching Cody.
No.
Carmelo.
Or you have an unsuccessful cash in, like Brian H said.
Yeah, but can Andrade bounce back from an unsuccessful cash in?
Yeah, I don't think. I think you're right. I think it's too early for that type of hit like that.
Yeah, and then Carmelo, he's going to be the spot person.
All the
but
yep.
Yeah, so I think the obvious winner would be Jay. But if we know anything about the Vince McMahon way of doing things, that's those scenarios, right? But we're not in the Vince era. So to what Hollywood said, I agree, but then I don't, because we got the sunglasses, he got the shirts. They're going to be selling these color shirts, but then that briefcase on being blue, look what they did with Damian Priest, that purple one.
Did anybody buy that purple briefcase, honestly?
I have no idea. I haven't seen anybody with it.
I seen it
at the
store. Yeah. No, I see a couple people with it, though. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
You know, the Money in the Bank is very niche, but think about that being a necklace. You got to think beyond what is something that they can attach to and say, all right, here, go out there with this, because the sunglasses, they're not functional. They're just for kids to wear. You know, so why not give them a lunchbox? Why not give them the necklace?
Yeah, them lunchboxes. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's about to be August, perfect time to hit push the button.
You brought that into the mix. You're absolutely right, especially going to SummerSlam.
And what better way to keep the fans on him, because we're always going to want to see him to see if he's cashing in. And remember, that gives him the right to go to Raw or SmackDown and even NXT. You got to remember, doesn't Jay look like somebody that should be on CW? He could go there with the briefcase when they kick off the show and just be there to kick off the show when they transfer with the briefcase and be like, I don't know, maybe I'll stick around for the main event. He could be teasing different things. He could be on Raw. He could be on SmackDown. NXT, you name it, he could be everywhere. He's going to be a ratings pop. Can you imagine that NXT crowd if his music hit?
Jey Uso's not going to NXT.
No, I'm saying, you know how they do that oh, look, I'm here. Let me kick off the show. Make a special announcement, whatever. Not like as he's going to be a wrestler NXT. I'm just saying that appearance, like when Cody makes the appearance.
I was about to say, we ain't think Cody was going to show off.
Yeah,
but just WrestleMania show they had.
Yeah, but he went back and made an announcement. Jay could literally go back the first show of the CW launch with the briefcase, and he could just say, maybe I'll stick around to the end of the show. You know, and then
if John Cena shows up at NXT, that means anybody can.
Yes.
Like you're not above NXT if John said. And that's the whole point. Like, listen, John showed up and was gracious. Don't act like you're above John. Nobody.
Undertaker was there too, right?
Take your
That was the Undertaker Bron Breaker. Remember, it was WrestleMania.
Roman gonna come back and tell Jay, look, Let me tell you something. I need you to hold this briefcase, but we gotta get my belt back first. After we straighten out the bloodline.
See, I don't see the problem with that is I'm not saying the problem with it. One thing I noticed is that like Jimmy needs Jay. Jay doesn't need Jimmy.
Boom. Yep. That's why I think he would prevent him.
You know,
that's why I think this is the time to him. He helps him because he needs family. He doesn't have anybody. Jimmy is by himself right now.
Well, let me ask you this: What if Jimmy comes back and goes back to being a heel again? Like, think about it, because they said that their match got cut completely short of WrestleMania, and they really didn't get a chance to do that the way they were supposed to do it.
That's true.
Like what if Jimmy just his character becomes just the straight up bitter brother? I got a twin. He's doing better than me, and now I'm gonna spend the rest of my career making sure that he's not that. I'm gonna just whatever he. It's kind of like Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio. It don't matter how many times that beef ain't never gonna be over. Like WrestleMania match 2 years ago.
WrestleMania 50. WrestleMania 50. Let's do it.
And guess what? At the drop of a dime, Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio tonight. It don't go away. Dominic Mysterio don't even be on a Rey Mysterio show. He show up just to mess with him or knock him off because certain beefs just ain't going away.
Yeah,
I could, I could see Jimmy doing that. Like, no, I'm bitter, and I haven't gotten over none of this. I don't care about you or Roman, but I know one thing: you not about to do better than me.
He teased that. He teased that already. So I mean,
you wouldn't have got the tag team titles without me.
Yeah, like not because like Jimmy, like here's the angle. Jimmy's like, nah, bro, we gonna do this together. And Jay's like, listen, no disrespect, brother. You do your thing, I'm gonna do mine. He's like, nah, we together, like I said. And he's like, nah, we not. All right, okay, cool. You need me. You know what I mean? Like on that type time. Like, nah, you need me. And Jay's like, bro, I don't. He's like, all right, I'm gonna show you why you need me. And then you know what I mean? Just sabotage him. You know, until it becomes the thing, whether he loses, you know, his status or, you know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
My original pick was LA Knight.
Yeah.
I was like, it's definitely LA Knight, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to say that United States Championship as a consolation, but you can probably do the same thing with that championship because they've proven it's possible. Look what they did with Gunta.
Yeah.
Like you can have a dominant run with a mid championship and still be a main event player.
Yep.
So I was like, dang it. Because I was like, I'm going to LA Knight. But now I'm like, this whole Jey Uso thing makes sense. I'm not convinced that Drew McIntyre survives. But I don't know, bro. Because you're right. Brian said something very important. He said, yo, this could be a year you see an unsuccessful cash in. I probably can see Drew McIntyre winning. And then once again, CM Punk costing him another. They're going to kill each other by the time they get in the ring.
Yep.
By the time they get to SummerSlam, they are going to kill each other. People are going to be like, oh, this is going to be insane because they both just keep costing each other opportunities after opportunity. So it's like, dang, you know what? I want to go. I don't know. I quit.
We haven't seen a few like that started Mania.
Yo said I quit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's too. Like I said, we used to be good at this, but now I'm like, bro, are we overthinking this?
Because Triple H has made you think that, like, wait a minute, I want A, but then there's B, but then he was like, no, you got 1C. You were like, I wasn't even thinking of what is come from.
Right, and then you make a documentary about it and say, look, this is what it was going to be, man. But you know what? The fans just spoke to it. What happened? So there's something miraculous happened overnight. The fans told us what we were going to do, and The Rock's like, it was my decision ultimately. How, Rock? You just got there. You just got the rights to your name. You will sit there and tell me, hey, listen, I love production. I love what they're doing with these storytelling and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, if I probably would choose Drew McIntyre. I choose Drew McIntyre, and I think he's going to have a very unsuccessful cash in for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. You know, unless he does win. Like, and then you have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? But like I said,
now when you say unsuccessful cashing, you talking about that same night, right?
Well, Drew, just not really that night, but just in general, like, hey, he might find a moment you're like, all right, I'm ready to cash in, and CM Punk goes, no, you're not.
Didn't he say he was going to cash in that night though?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he said he was
walking out.
Yeah, but let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
What's the order of the matches then?
As far as the card is concerned,
yeah. How do you book this card then?
I think you got to start it off hot. You got to start off. They always say like whatever match starts it off, that's gonna be the match that's gonna lead to like a lot of the briefcase.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, well, I think you have to start off one. You have to start the show off with one of these matches, whether it's the men or whether it's the women. But then again, you probably could do Kevin Owens,
Cody too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It all depends on what happens in that match. Because what if God forbid. What if you say like Roman comes back? Then you know that's gonna be the main event right there.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's like, you got to save that big moment for,
Right.
I
But then
don't know,
on the flip side, if Drew wins, no, that would have to be early in the card. Because if he wins, then he's gonna have to cash in later on.
That's what I'm saying. If the men go first,
because I was thinking with CM Punk pop too. Because if it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but go ahead.
But if the men go first, the Intercontinental title would be second, the women's match, and then the World Heavyweight title, and then this match is the main event. Because you can't do two ladder matches back to back. Because think about it, the Intercontinental title is going to have to be the cool off match between. Because what if the women go out there, right, and do what we've seen them do and they kill it? And you're like, holy, how do you follow up with the Intercontinental title match? It's going to be, you got to pump the crowd up, keep them going. But I hate to say, these foreign crowds been hot from start to finish.
That's also true.
And you don't want to have the men's match and then right behind it, the World Heavyweight title match.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I hate to say the women might be smack dab in the middle because there is no other women match on this card.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
They should have booked Drake versus Kendrick.
In Canada. In Toronto, in the 6th. Now they call it in the 6th.
The only problem is Drake would have to win because they're in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's definitely got to go over.
Yeah. He would have to go over twice and have a concert.
Kendrick Lamar seems like the kind of guy that might preach to finish. Like, I'm not going to finish. You're going to release it. Doesn't matter. I got too much money now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is what it is. Like I said, we're going to find out for sure live this Saturday, July 6th.
And no pre-show, right?
I don't think so.
I'm sure
no
they
pre-show
will.
matches.
I don't know. They might announce it late. You know what I mean? You never know. It's only officially Wednesday Thursday now as we talk about it.
Yeah, but somebody might smack somebody on SmackDown. But SmackDown gonna be hot.
Yeah, SmackDown. Yeah, they go home show. Yeah.
SmackDown, man.
Like, we gotta get SmackDown going. So like I said, you never know that too. All these things are possibilities. There's so much more to come. But like I said, we're gonna find out literally this Saturday, July 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Brothers, we did it again.
Hold up, quick question. Does Trick retain?
See, there you go.
We didn't even talk about that.
There you go.
I mean,
Brother, he was supposed to talk about Heat Wave earlier. He didn't want to get into it.
Right.
No, I did. I sent the message. I don't think you saw it because I sent something else right afterwards about the championship title.
Oh, okay.
I said, I said, what did I say? Dang, my phone over there. I think I said Ethan Page should win it because Sean Spears is the vet. He's gonna put everybody over.
Sure.
No, I said Evans. They should pull the trigger on Evans, but I think it's just too early for him.
He's 19.
Right. He's bouncing. He's
exactly.
20. Everybody talking about my inexperience. How many titles you got? That's what he said in the promo.
Right. But this is the opportunity to keep Trick, like to save Trick. You know what I'm saying? Like keep him relevant without having him like lose by himself, like in a one-on-one title match. Meeting. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say overall, Ethan Page is probably the best person to come out on top for this right now because Trick can always come back and win it.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And
you know what I mean?
Kevin Nash saying in the documentary,
it's money in the chase.
There you go.
So it's 101. It's money in the chase.
Well, listen, brothers, we did it again. I think it was an excellent conversation. We got into a lot. You have, ladies and gentlemen, you have our Money in the Bank predictions. Please, please, please go back and comment and send us your predictions and, continue to engage in the conversation with us. This will continue. This will go on. But I think we've accomplished today what we came here to accomplish. And on that note, we ask you to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, and more. Don't forget, you can follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _ Is that correct, Brother Hugh?
Yes, that is correct.
Don't.
Championship culture. Oh yeah, I was double checking. I was like, do I have a graphic for it? No, I don't. Okay, but yeah. So follow.
It's in there. I think it is. It's a video.
That was the outro.
There it is.
There you go. Championship culture _ once again, youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm. Playlist Championship Culture every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We are going to follow up with this whole situation at Money in the Bank because I'm almost sure that it's going to be shenanigans all over. Guess what? We will be back here next week to talk about it. Prayerfully, you join us as well. You all be safe. Have a safe holiday. We got to get out of here. We will see you next time. It's done. We're gone. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!
Water.